Life's too short to exercise. I'm just going to be honest. There are so many better things to do than exercise. We have finite time on this earth. The exercise is such a conspiracy. They go, let's say you spend an hour on a treadmill every day.
So you're working out now and stuff, right?
Yeah, how about you?
I worked out a couple times. I liked it when I was young. I didn't have, you didn't have to work out. You were just in good shape.
Yeah.
And I was in my best shape back then. I think I was in my, seriously, when I was like, when I was 1. That's when I
reached your peak when you were 1.
My God, I look great. You wouldn't know me now. You see me back then. I was young and fresh.
I can imagine.
Even for my age, people would come up to me and go, what, are you 0? But I go to this doctor, and he gives me, they always give me these crazy things. And so he said, I want to, test out your body fat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm a really skinny guy.
Yeah.
My whole life I've been skinny. I've been self-conscious about it, Self-conscious.
Right.
And I always had problems with those words. I always thought conscience.
I know.
Was
It's fine. Don't worry about it. This is not an elevator with Shriners, so just relax.
So the guy, I said, I don't need no body fat thing, man. I'm a really skinny guy. So he puts these calipers on me, and he tests me out. Comes back, turns out I'm fat as well as skinny.
Seems unlikely, doesn't it?
He explained it to me. I'm skinny, but also fat. I'm bones and then fat around the bones. I have a horrible body. So the guy tells me, you got to get to one of them gyms.
Oh, start working out a little bit. Yeah.
So I go to the gym, and holy Lord, have you ever been to one of these?
No, I don't go.
They're crazy. Yeah. You got to they got the weights, Yeah. That's the big thing.
The big
weights.
Weight machines, sure.
So you got to lift the weight. It's really heavy, and then you got to put it down. Then afterwards, lift it again right away. And it's endless. It's hundreds of lifting. And then afterwards, you're just sore and you're not big at all. And I don't want to be big. I have no use for being big.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy. I watch some TV. I eat a fish sandwich. I don't got to be big. I don't need abs. What am I going to do with abs? I could show them to my friends. I go, hey, look on my belly. What I got here? Some abs. What are you looking at?
Well, nothing. I'm just, but maybe if you worked out a little bit, perhaps Shriners would leave you alone. That wouldn't be a problem at all. It's tough.
New songs on the radio sounding fake. Prince and Genesis were better anyway.
I don't work out. I'm a weak man. You know that, Dennis.
Well, listen, you and I were on the Mount Olympus of weakness.
And not just physically.
No, in every way.
In every single way. So I told the guy that, and he said he couldn't do anything except for the physical part. But I don't know if he was the best trainer anyway. He was smoking a butt the whole time.
No, that's not good.
That's just a joke. He was a big guy. And but I told him, I said, look, I don't want... be big like you. I don't want veins. I have no use for that in my arms, or abs. I don't want abs. I don't even know quite what they are. All I know is they were invented around the 80s. And I don't even know what you do when you get them, you know what I mean? Because you got to wear a shirt, You just go to work and go, hey, you want to see these things on my belly? Everybody's like, no. But so I told the guy, I said, I'm here for one reason only. I want to have one hot ass.
Do you hear my
3 months in?
Do you hear my Wake Up Maggie? Maggie May?
Yeah.
By Rod Stewart.
Yes, I do.
Well, you want to hear my impression of Gordon Lightfoot doing that?
Absolutely.
First 5 lines
Canadian hero,
song?
Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah.
She told me your little
I got something to say to you. It's late September and I really should be back at school. I know I keep you amused, but I feel I'm being used. Oh, Maggie, I couldn't have tried anymore.
I was like he was here. That was unbelievable.
He has a very unsexy voice. It only works that time if you have a sexy voice.
Where does he rank in the Canadian pantheon?
He's pretty high up
there. Is he higher than Bryan Adams?
Oh, yeah. He's higher than Bryan Adams. You know, I guess the highest is like Neil Young. He's the great-granddaddy of them all.
I don't think I knew that Neil Young was Canadian.
Oh, yeah, man. I'll give you even a better story, you know, than that. Every story's better than that story. No, but he was, his father, Scott Young, was a sports reporter for the Toronto Globe and Mail.
Yeah.
And he was one of our better sports scribes, you know. He was a credit to the fifth estate, as they call sports writing. No, but anyways, he was an old fella, you know, a tough old bird, but a beautiful writer, you know, as was his son. So he was estranged from his son because he became a hippie. And then one day, Scott Young, at 55, was driving down the 401 in Toronto, and the song came over the radio, Old Man, Take a Look at My Life, that he had written, you know, for his father, and his father phoned him, and they've been close ever since. Isn't that beautiful?
Wow. Yeah. I never knew what the genesis was behind that song.
Yeah. Old man, take a look at your life.
Emotional.
I'm a lot like you are.
Wait a
second. Okay, whatever.
So
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind.
Gordon Lightfoot, one of my favorite singers and performers. He's also a close personal friend of mine. Phone him and ask him. He'll tell you. You know, if Gordon were here tonight, and if he dressed himself, and if he played the piano, and if his favorite singer were Rod Stewart, you might hear something like this.
Wait, are you gonna have Thanksgiving though? Thanksgiving's coming up.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. We're gonna have a lot of time. We're gonna go see my uncle. I saw my uncle the other day. Oh, my uncle, he's having troubles, Conan.
Why is he having trouble?
You know my uncle Basil?
I don't know him.
No, but I've talked to him before.
Yeah, you've mentioned him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's having troubles. His memory's not too good. You know, and it's not. Thank God, it's not Alzheimer's or anything like that. But when a guy gets old, he starts forgetting. His memory starts, he doesn't, remember.
Right.
So I went to him, I went and talked to him, and I said to him, because I heard he got this new medicine for his memory at the doctor's.
Yeah.
So I said to him, I said, Uncle Basil, I said, how's that memory stuff working out, medicine? He says, it's going good. I said, what's it called, that medicine, memory medicine?
That memory medicine, yeah.
I said, what's it called? What's the name of it? He goes, oh, the name of it. What is it now? Again, I can't remember now. He says, what's the name of that flower you give to people?
And I said, I don't know, what, a tulip? And he said, no, not a tulip. He said, it's what is it now? It's a kind of a flower people wear. I said, is it a carnation? I don't know, Uncle Basil. He says, no, what the hell is it called? It's red. I said, I don't know, a rose? He said, yes. He said, Rose, what's the name of that medicine that the doctor gave me?
You rapscallion. Now listen, we want to talk about your uncle, because every time you come on the show, you have a story about your uncle who lives up in Canada.
Oh, yeah, he's a Frenchman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you always have like a little story about him.
Jean-Luc. Oh, yeah, he's a crazy character, that dude. He originally visited New York City. Hello?
I'm just having a drink. I can listen to you and have a drink. It's not like I went like this. Hold it. Ooh. Ah, liquid. Huh? I'm still here. Let's see if I got this right. You've got an uncle, lives up in Canada, named Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc.
Occasionally he visits. Once time he visited New York.
So I'm living in New York, you know? And Jean-Luc, I'm excited. Jean-Luc's going to come by, my crazy Frenchman uncle. So he gets in the cab, right?
When he gets to the airport.
Yeah, when he gets to the airport, the cab driver picks him up, and the cab driver says to him, hey, Frenchman, he says, do you like riddles, you know? So my uncle Jean-Luc is like, yes, I love the riddles. That's how he talks. He goes, I like nothing better than a riddle. So the cabbie's like, all right, here's one, right? So he said, here's the riddle. His brothers and sisters, I have none, but this man's father is my father's son. So my uncle goes, I don't know. Right? So the cabbie goes, it's me. It's me.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Oh, he thinks about it. Oh, my God, he says, that's a good riddle there. He says, I have to tell my wife, Mary Claire, when I get back to Gaspé. That's where he lives, Gaspé.
Right.
So he's like, take me back to the airport. And the cabbie's like, what? Right? The cabbie's like, I thought you wanted to go visit Norm then. No. I go back to the airport. All right, you know, I have to tell Mary Claire. Seems odd, right?
Right.
Gets back on the plane, flies all the way back home there to Gaspé. And he gets back, right? Runs in the door. Mary Claire, it's vous. You know, where are you, Mary Claire? Come on down here. I have a riddle for you. She goes, oh, Jean-Luc, I love the riddle. She's a woman, high voice.
Michael Jackson was visiting. Yeah, all right.
So, you're going to love this riddle. How was New York? Forget about that. I got the riddle. Brothers and sisters, I have none. But this man's father is my father's son. She goes, I don't know. Who is it? Some cab driver back in New York.
You didn't mean to do that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Be honest, you didn't mean to do that.
I didn't at all. I just got to the end. That guy, man, I always tell my uncle, you shouldn't curse so much. You know?
Oh, man. All right. We're going to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
So, you got a week off.
Yeah, I got a week off coming up. After this show, I got a week off, so it's going to be great.
Do you see your family much?
Every break, I like to go back and see my folks, you know, and also my uncles and aunts and all that, you know. They're great people. The old people, you know, what I find about the old people is...
Just in general.
In general, they had so much more interesting lives than we do, you know. Like, you know what I mean? Like we, you know, we go out, our generation, we go, okay, hey, let's go to a movie, and then we'll do the laundry and get some quarters for the laundry, and then we'll have read the Sports Illustrated, you know, and whatever, right?
Right.
But these guys, they had lives, you know? Where they, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah. So anyways, for instance, my Uncle Phil. You ever meet my Uncle Phil?
I didn't meet your Uncle Phil, no.
Oh, you didn't? He was...
Yeah, we don't know each other that well. Remember?
That's true.
No,
so,
I've not met your Uncle Phil.
He's a good man, Uncle Phil. So he was telling me, you know, he's just one of these guys that has so many lives pushed into one. He just does so many things, you know. And he was telling me, he says, He's a kind of a jack of all trades, you'd call him.
Yeah. That's a good phrase.
Yeah, he's a jack of all trades. So he was telling me, he said, the problem is you're not really appreciated for any single thing because you're so good at so many things. You understand what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah. So he said to me one time, he says, Norm, he says, we were just walking through his town, you know, of Monkland, Maine he lives in. And we were just walking through the town. He's an old fella, you know?
Right, one of the old people.
Yeah, he's 80.
Yeah, 80, okay.
80 years young, he says. So he goes, Norm, you see that barn over there, he says to me. I look over, there's a barn. I go, yeah, yeah. He goes, I built that barn with my own hands, all by myself. But he goes, do they call me, do they say, there's Phil, the barn builder? No, sir, he says. I said, yeah, yeah. He goes, look over there, you see that weather balloon? He says, you don't know this about me, Norm. He says, I was one of the first men ever to fly in a weather balloon.
Wow.
He says, but do they say, hey, there goes Phil, the weather balloon pioneer? No. He says, look over there, there's a bakery that I started. You know, that dirty bastard Bob has it now, but I'm the guy that started that bakery. And I go, all right, easy. And he goes, I started that bakery and I was the best baker, but does anybody go, oh, there goes Phil, the great baker? No, he says, but he says, let me tell you something, Norm. He says, you have sex with one goat. And he says, people then, they say, there goes Bill, the dirty goat.
Get rid of that. We don't need that microphone anymore, do we? Wow, well, I do want to meet this man someday. He sounds fascinating.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind.
Let me ask you quickly. We haven't talked to you in so long. I want to ask you about your family.
My great family. I love them all.
How's your? We used to talk in the old days. You and I used to spin some yarns about Uncle Hector. How's Uncle Hector?
Oh, Uncle Hector. Uncle Hector.
He's Polish too, I'm guessing.
No, he wasn't Polish.
Oh, okay.
No, he was from my cousin's side of the family, and he was a great man, my uncle. You know,
Right.
He was an old fella. He actually rode the rails during the Depression.
Oh.
You know, he was a hobo.
Hobo.
As you might call him. I
Yeah.
don't like that term, but whatever.
Tramp or whatever,
He's
what
a
have
tramp, railroad bum. And, but he wasn't a bum. He was just out. He was a good, honest man during the Depression, searching for work.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, he had no money, so he'd travel the country trying to find work, and he actually rode the rails. Uncle Hector, and he told me it was an interesting story. He'd go through. This was in Canada, and there's a town called Kitchener in Canada, and the railroad cops were tough, boy. They were tougher than real cops. You know, they had a law of their own. The railroad cops.
I feel like I should be tucked into bed listening to you. Anyway, a law of their own, those railroad cops.
But there was not a railroad cop tougher than Kitchener Leslie. Oh, boy. He was well known. He was well known for beating hobos to death.
Really? He'd
yeah.
find a hobo on his train, he'd beat him to death.
He'd beat him to death. And so what the railroad bums would all do is, as Kitchener approached, of course... Oh, hey, Norm, how you doing? So...
Wow, such focus on these stories.
That wasn't a mirror. That was another guy.
Oh, there's a guy named Norm.
Yeah. So the railroad bums would all hop off before they got to Kitchener to avoid being beaten to death by Kitchener Leslie.
Yeah.
Anyways, my Uncle Hector, a good man, you know, and he walked into a mine one day. This is a story for that I think the young people could learn from.
Don't go mine hopping, kids.
During the height of the Depression, where there was absolutely no work, my Uncle Hector walked into I won't say the name of the mining company. It was McIntyre Mine, and he walked in. He had his lunchbox with him and his work boots, and he said, "Sir," he said, "I want a job." And they said, "We have no jobs." He said, "Well, 500 people work here at McIntyre Mine." He goes, "I don't think there are 500 men here better than I. He says, as a matter of fact, I don't think there are 200 men better than I. He says, I think you'd be strapped to find 100 men better than I. And by golly, he got the job. What do you think of that?
That's a great story.
Now,
I'm sensing there's more. Now back to Kitchener-Leslie.
Yeah.
The most dreaded...
No. Uncle Hector.
What?
No. we
I'm
wanna talk about
sorry, I'm
Uncle
trying to help you out.
No, Uncle Hector.
Dad, where's this story going?
Uncle Hector worked in a mine, and it's a hellish job, the mine, as you well know. Darkness,
It's dank, it's...
dank.
Yeah.
It's coaly. It's a lot of...
What?
Well, you're in a coal mine.
It's not coaly, it's coal-ridden.
It's coal-ridden.
Coal-infested, it's not coaly.
It's coal-infested. So he worked in the mine, and by God, he worked hard. And after a week of working hard, he said to the shift manager, he said, by golly, I'd like to have a lady. I work hard, and where would I find a lady here in town? Well, they said to Uncle Hector, they says, we have sex with animals here. By God, says Uncle Hector, I'm not going to do that. I'm a normal fella. Well, then be to your own devices then. So,
Be to your own devices?
Yeah.
Wow.
Uncle Hector continued working in the mine. He worked hard, and he worked long, and he worked for a low wage. But he was a man. And Uncle Hector, after a couple of weeks passed, he started to get a little itch, as you and I say.
Right. Right. When we're thinking about the
ladies,
yeah.
But he kept it under control. He went again. He said, "Are you sure there's no ladies here?" "No, we have sex with animals." Ah, my God. 6 months passed, and Uncle Hector couldn't take it any longer. He told me.
Right.
He said, "By God, I just had to. I'm just a man. I'm weak. I'm not a saint. And I was born in sin, I suppose, and I couldn't resist." I just needed it. So he said he walked by a pasture, and there was a pig.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. And so Uncle Hector said, well, he said, I walked up, and I began having sex with a pig. And he said, all of a sudden, he saw all the miners, around him, looking at him. They go, Uncle Hector, what the hell are you doing over there? And Uncle Hector's indignant. He's like, what? Well, you're the guys that told me that you have sex with animals. They're like, Uncle Hector, you damn fool. That's Kitchener-Leslie's girlfriend. Of all the
animals to have sex with.
You don't want to have sex
and not with Kitchener-Leslie's pig. No, that's terrible.
Not Kitchener-Leslie's pig. Kitchener-Leslie's lady.
Oh, yeah.
Dad would always tell this joke, and it was about a little boy called Dirty Johnny. And he'd be in class. You ever heard Dirty Johnny?
The Dirty Johnny jokes, yes.
Heard the whole series.
In this joke, he's not dirty. But anyways, the teacher has a thing, and the teacher says, today in class, we are going to have a little experiment. You're going to tell a story from your real life, and then afterwards, you are going to tell the moral of that story. So Sheila puts up her hand, and the teacher says, Sheila, what's your story? So Sheila says, well, my dad works at the hatchery, and he took some eggs, and he put them all in a basket. All the eggs he put in one basket. And then he put them in the horse and buggy, and off we went to town, and the earth was uneven, and the eggs broke. And the teacher goes, well, that's an all right story, but I can't understand what the moral would be to that story. So Sheila says, well, the moral is, don't put all of your eggs into one basket. So the teacher says, well, by God, this is exactly what I'm looking for and what I was hoping for with this experiment.
Yeah.
And anybody else have one? So Marjorie puts up her hand. Okay, Marjorie, what's your story? Well, my father works for the hatchery. Most of us.
Most people in that town worked in the hatchery.
Worked at the hatchery.
Thank God for the hatchery, she says. Or where would we be? So she says, my father, he sells chickens. And he knows that eggs become chickens. See what I mean? So he had to count his chickens so he'd go and sell them in town. So he had 9 chickens and 5 eggs. So instead of saying he had 9 chickens, he added the 5 eggs. You see, he counted them as chickens. So he said, I have 14 chickens. So he took them, Sheila says, and put them in the horse and buggy, and off they went to town, but the land was uneven. The chickens sure survived easily. They frolicked. The eggs broke. Well, the teacher says again, that's a story, you know. But what on earth could the moral of that story be? Well, Sheila says, if that's her name, I forgot. She says, don't count your chickens before they hatch out of the eggs.
Right.
Teacher says you could probably shorten it a little. So, but that's great. And that's exactly what we're looking for. And then she looks at the back of the class, and by God, there's the upraised hands, as you say, fucking dirty Johnny.
Fucking dirty Johnny. He's going to ruin the lesson.
So the teacher, inside of her head, her thoughts are moving around, and she's like, God, I don't want to hear dirty Johnny say it. This is going so well, but at the same time, I took a vow and I became a teacher that every student. All right, Johnny, let's hear your story. So Dirty Johnny gets up and he says, this is a story about my Uncle Terry. He didn't work for the hatchery. He didn't even like people that did. He was in Vietnam. And he lives on the disability checks he got. Uncle Terry was not a popular man, not even among those he worked with. And I suppose we've all heard of people who've deserted from their battalion. But I don't know if you've ever heard of a battalion deserting a man. That's what they did with Uncle Terry. One day, Uncle Terry awoke in the middle of Da Nang, and everybody was gone. He was alone, and they'd left him 3 bottles of Jack Daniels and some weaponry. So, Uncle Terry got up, says Dirty Johnny, and he downed the bottle of Jack Daniels in 2 slugs, and he threw it down and smashed it into the jungle. And then he walked, picked up the 2 Kalashnikovs and 3 or 4 Glocks and a couple of hand grenades, and off he walked into the unknown, the jungle, his fate. Came upon a village, and from the village came people. Now, were they Charlie, or were they the people that Terry was sent to protect from Charlie? Uncle Terry didn't know. But he knew he had to do something, so he took another swig from the bottle, and he let loose. Took that Kalashnikov, and he let it sway like a farmer would a scythe. And the bullets came, and just as hay would fall before a farmer, so the people fell before Uncle Terry. The men, the women, and by God, even the children. And finally, Uncle Terry stood alone in the mud and the blood and the guts and only at himself. He took a long swig, and his hand brushed against his pants, and he felt wetness, and then he felt shame because he realized he had urinated himself in fear. And then, upon closer inspection, he realized It was not urine. It's ejaculate. And the shame was replaced by pride. And the teacher goes, holy fucking shit, what the fuck? Fucking kind of fucking story is that? Like, we just heard the hatchery and shit, and now this? She goes, Uncle Terry, well, Dirty Johnny, what on earth could be the moral to such a story? So Johnny thinks about it for a couple of minutes, and he goes, well, I don't know, I guess. Well, I know one thing. You don't fuck with Terry when he's had some drink in him. And he's uncorked the jug. You stay away from Uncle Terry. And he doesn't like anybody that works at the hatchery either. You remember that. You tell your parents that.
Wow.
Norm MacDonald is a comedian's comedian, a man who has earned both respect from his peers and laughs from the audience.
There are obviously a lot of entertaining celebrities, but Norm MacDonald used to come on our show in the early days, and those were, I thought, great television because we never knew it was happening, and it was always teetering on the edge of, it was all about to blow up. It's all about to fail, and it would always end brilliantly, and then he stopped coming around, and it was just a period that passed, and I was always sad about that because I thought, we're a very celebrity-conscious age, and people always think that the best guests are the biggest celebrities. Sometimes, the best guests are these people that you have a weird connection with, and it's compelling television. People see and they talk to me about it later on. Like, I'll be out in the world walking around, and people will say, I saw that when you were with Harlan, or when you were with Norm, or with Will Arnett. That got wild and crazy in a way that they don't see on television. But what's the movie going to be called?
Well, I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box Office Poison.
She's in it.
What about my career?
Courtney Thorne-Smith, the girl sitting to your left, is in the movie.
I'm going to go see it for fun.
There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
You know who I learned a little bit about that was Norm. And of course, Norm's a little crazy, but Norm, a big host would come and we'd all get all hopped up, like, okay, Rose is gonna bring in big ratings. Let's get our AP. Where's my goat? I'm gonna throw out a goat. And Norm would sit there in the pitch meeting. We'd all be dead serious. Will would throw out, I'm going to do a cheerleader.
Right.
This one and that. And Norm would be like, yeah, I got a sketch right, you're going in your pants, And you're just walking around, and you're like, yeah, I'm the guy with the in my pants, I hate this guy, and you look at him like he was nuts, but he knew what he was doing.
Norm knew exactly. Listen, one of the single funniest things I've ever seen in my life is when he did Letterman, how quickly he would throw the sport coat off at the end of the sketch. Nothing made me laugh harder than Norm. Doing Letterman, and I said to him, what's with the sport? You know how Letterman, how ill at ease he is with show business.
Yeah.
Norm said, that's all I had at the beginning. The essence of it was his discomfort. I said, this guy's a freaking genius.
My apologies to Jenna Elfman. Good night, everybody.
He is a genius. He would warm up the crowd. Now, when I would warm up the crowd, I would warm it up like I was playing the garden, and I wanted to teach everyone a lesson. If I'm cut from tonight, I want you to know I should have been on.
That I was a badass.
Yeah, I'd warm up the crowd, kill. Norm would go up behind me, and he'd go, hey, Jim Brewer and these guys, he's got all these great impressions, So I said, Well, I better learn some impressions. So, are you guys all ready? This is my newest impression of these, and I love it. Because here's Ed Sullivan. And I'm like, he's really going to do Ed Sullivan? Like, why would you? He goes, Ed Sullivan introducing the Beatles. And he goes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Beatles. Well, I got to work on that one a little bit. I'll see you during the show.
He's got a little Andy Kaufman in him, Norm. He likes to frustrate, titillate a little, but then periodically he'll say something like, you know, I feel sorry for the homeless guy's dog, because you know the dog's thinking, this is the longest walk I've ever been on.
I give a guy some money out there, a homeless guy in the street, and this is a kind of odd thing. He had a dog with him. You ever see this? He's a homeless guy, but he's got a dog. That kind of odd there. Guy got no home, you know, but he's got a dog. Yeah. And the dog's really thrilled with this idea, you know. Dog's going, hey, pal, I can do this by myself pretty well here, you know. The longest walk in the world you got me on here. What the hell? What the hell kind of a thing? What the deuce?
Norm's hosting a sports show now, Jimbo, on Comedy Central.
Oh, that's dangerous. You and I both know that can be very...
Yeah, but that is a panel I volunteer for, because I want to be in the blast site of that when that goes off, because that is going to be a hoot.
Tonight, the NBA is rescheduling Chicago's playoff games around Oprah Winfrey's farewell show. Apparently, the Bulls are taking orders from the cows. Even more surprising than this, Michael Jordan's Hitler mustache. Have you seen these underwear ads? We have some breaking news to report here. This, just off the wire. Reuters News is reporting now that the Mike Tyson app has just raped another app.
Well, you know what? I like Norm MacDonald. Let's give him the money for the week.
I didn't even know he had a podcast.
Oh yeah, dude, Norm MacDonald. Did you see him on Conan telling that moth joke?
No.
Yeah, you got to see it.
No, I haven't.
Dude, you know how many comics out there don't give a fuck, but kind of still do? You have to kind of still do to eat. That guy
Norm
truly
doesn't. He's so fucking funny.
One of my best opening monologue jokes ever. Did you ever see? Remember that whole thing when he was doing Weekend Update and they told him to make it funnier. So he didn't. He just was more Norm the next week. So eventually, of course, he gets fired. So then he goes off into the Hollywood world. He's got a TV show or a hit movie or some shit. So now they bring him back to guest host on SNL, and I'm going to butcher this, but he kind of came out. He's like, yeah, so people know I got fired from this show, so now they got me back hosting, which means either I got a lot funnier or this show sucks. That's what he opened up.
What? You're very kind. You know, in the, what's that? Oh, yeah, no. No, you're absolutely right. That is my name. You know, when the people here asked me to do the show, you know, I gotta say, I felt kind of weird, you know. I don't know if you remember this, but I used to actually be on this show, you know. I used to do the Weekend Update news routine. You remember that? And, yeah. That's where I did the make-believe news jokes, you know. That was me, right? So then, a year and a half ago, right, I had a sort of a disagreement with the management at the NBC. I wanted to keep my job, right? And they felt the exact opposite. So you see, they fired me because they said that I wasn't funny, you know? Now with most jobs, I could have had a hell of a lawsuit on my hands for that, but see, this is a comedy show. So they got me, you know, you don't want it. But now, this is the weird part, right? It's only a year and a half later, and now they asked me to host the show. So I wondered, I go, hey, wait a second here. Hey! I go, how did I go in a year and a half from being not funny enough to be even allowed in the building to being so funny that I'm now hosting the show? How did I suddenly get so damn funny? It was inexplicable to me, because a year and a half, let's face it, is not enough time for a dude to learn how to be funny. Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So yeah, I'm funny compared to, well, you'll see later. But okay, so let's recap. The bad news is I'm still not funny. The good news is the show blows. All right, folks, we got a bad show for you tonight. Dr. Dre, Snoop Doggy Dogg, and Eminem are here. We'll be right back.
It goes, there's comics, and then there's comics. There's one of the rare comics, which means 6 people think he's funny. Norm MacDonald.
Norm and I were hanging out in his office one day playing a game where you had words and you had to do an impression of somebody saying the same sentence. And he did Burt Reynolds doing it, and we go, oh, well, there we go. So how can we get Burt Reynolds on TV?
And then one time I was talking to Burt Reynolds, and he said he wanted to come on the show while I was doing Celebrity Jeopardy, and then punch me in the face and take over, and then he'd be even stupider. But then I got fired, so he couldn't do it.
Oh, okay. The sketch that you got on the air, and you say in your book, hey, I didn't originate this sketch. I kind of stole this sketch with permission. But the famous Jeopardy bit.
Yes, Jeopardy sketch.
Where you play Burt Reynolds, and you say Will Ferrell was key to that sketch because he played such a great Jeopardy host.
Yes.
But that thing was one of the most popular sketches. And you pitched that, but you admit in your memoir that, hey, that's something I got from SCTV.
Yeah.
And I waited till Martin Short was a guest on the show, and I pitched it and said, can we do the Jeopardy thing?
Yeah. They did a sketch on SCTV when I was a child called Halfwits, and it was, Alex Trebek was in the sketch because he was a Canadian. And it was... it was just these kids. It was when two schools would fight each other, and so it was real stupid. So I always loved that show, and I said, Celebrity Jeopardy, they always ask such easy questions, and the celebrities are all so stupid. It would be great to do it. Unfortunately, they've already done it, and I feel like I shouldn't just steal a sketch.
Right.
So when Mr. Short came to do the show, who later became my friend, I said, who wrote that sketch? And he said, Eugene Levy. And I said, maybe we could phone him, and
get permission.
Get permission. And so he said, yeah, we'll do a conference call. And I said, no, I'll phone, I'm a man,
Yeah.
So I phoned Eugene Levy, and I asked him, I told him the whole sketch. I said how much I loved the first one, and I asked permission, and he was kind enough to give it to me.
There was no better show than that SCTV. That was unbelievable,
oh my God,
right?
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Why does Turd Ferguson? Why does Burt Reynolds hate Alex Trebek?
What's funny is I wrote that sketch because on Saturday Night Live you have to do impressions once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do impressions, but I do like 4 or 5 guys from when I was a kid that I liked, like Letterman I liked, so I could do an impression of him. And when I was a little kid, Burt Reynolds used to be on the Tonight Show, and he was like the funniest guy ever. So I wanted to do Burt Reynolds, but I couldn't figure out how to put him in anything.
Right.
And so I wrote the sketch Celebrity Jeopardy so I could do my Burt Reynolds. And then when it comes time to tape it, like Lauren told Costume to have a white hair for me and a white beard. And I'm like, no, Lauren, I don't do Burt Reynolds. I do Burt Reynolds from the 1970s, from Smokey and the Bandit.
Because that didn't make sense either.
No, it didn't make any
Nobody knew
sense.
why was it 70s?
I know, it made no sense. But it's funny, like you say, Turd Ferguson, because on one of them I go, Burt Reynolds goes, that's not my name, to Alex Trebek, and he forces himself to be called Turd Ferguson. He forces Alex Trebek to call him Turd Ferguson.
Right.
So anyway, somehow that caught on with some people. So still to this day, like sometimes I'll be walking down the street and the guy will go, "Hey, turd!" And then I go, "Thank you," and then everyone else goes, "What?
What is going on?
What kind of universe is this?" He was the same guy who told me I wanted Burt Reynolds on the show, and he was like, "Oh, you don't want him. He's crazy." And I'm like, "No, I don't want you. I want him." Like, I kind of wanted a crazy guy, which is what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about.
Oh yeah, Burt
was this
Reynolds,
notion
he
of
is
crazy? Yeah,
Burt Reynolds.
But he's
I remember
funny.
one time he
He
caught
was
his
on
hair
the-
on fire when he was over.
on the lot.
Yeah, he was
Evening shade?
He came over and he had caught his hair on fire. I don't know how. Like, we're like, oh, you better go to the doctor. You've got a big friggin' hole in your scalp.
Because Roseanne's show was on the Radford,
Yeah, right
along
behind.
with Seinfeld and Evening Shade. And I remember hearing a story, all his stories about Burt. And he would go on his hiatus, he'd go away and hire people for the show. And then people would show up, quit their job, in whatever bar he just found them in.
That's great.
And they'd come and go, "We're ready to work." And he'd go, "What?" And they'd just pay him off. And the guy'd have to go home. But can you imagine that? Like you're in your little town and Burt Reynolds shows up at your candy store and offers you a job.
That's kind of, what was he thinking?
I don't know. But I think he had some, you were talking about you had OCD. He must have had some
he's
crazy stuff. Hey, you worked with Burt Reynolds
Yes, I did work
on
with
the
Burt Reynolds.
TV show. Right?
Yeah, on Evening Shade. Yeah.
Do you have any crazy Burt Reynolds stories?
No, not really, because Burt, Burt had some wild times and everything. For some reason, he kind of took me under his wing, and he always liked me, and he actually helped me a lot in the beginning. And he was Harry Thomason and Linda Bloodworth Thomason, who ran that show, and another show I was on with them. Them and Burt are real big. Were real big helps to me, early on. And he was always really good to me. He did hit me one time live in front of an audience, and I couldn't breathe and I couldn't say my lines.
Slap?
He hit me with an open hand, but in the lung, and he's got arms like Popeye, his big forearms. And in the thing, I'm supposed to hit him. I'm supposed to slap him on the back and say something which pisses him off or whatever. And I come out there before the live audience, and when we rehearsed it, he said, "I'm an old stunt man, so hit me as hard as you can." And I guess I hit him really hard because his natural reaction, I guess, was to hit me in the lung, and I couldn't talk, and they had to sort of suspend the big show for a few minutes while I got my breath back. But other than that, yeah, he was always really good to me.
Yeah, I always
like
try to
Burt.
get him. Like whenever I had anything, I go get Burt Reynolds. Like he'd be the coolest. And then people go, "No, you don't want to work with him. He's crazy." And then I go, "No, I do want to work with him. I don't want to fucking work with you." like crazy seems like such a dismissive. Don't you think like people have been denied work and shit just because people go, "That guy's crazy"?
Yeah.
And it has no meaning to it really.
Yeah.
It usually means creative to me or something.
That's right.
Or he's difficult. Who wants to work with some fucking simpleton?
Right.
You know what I mean? I met Burt Reynolds though, which was an amazing.
Was he pissed? Because he doesn't have a big sense of humor, does he?
You know what Burt Reynolds loves to do is slap you in the face really hard.
Yeah, he's like one of those masculine guys. He's punching you.
But no, he was real nice to me, and
did he slap you?
He told me really funny stories. He told me he was in Deliverance, which I loved. He said, I used to do my own gags. Gags, I guess, are like stunts. He was a stunt man.
Yeah.
And so he said, they had this gag, and where I went over a waterfall.
And what, a car or something?
No, he just fell. This was
he just falls off a waterfall.
Bandit. This was like Deliverance. They were in the middle of
right.
So he says, "I'll do the fall. We don't need a We don't need a stuntman. Frankenheimer says, no, we need a stuntman. He goes, nah, we don't want that. He goes, okay, well, we'll just use a dummy. We'll just throw a dummy over, you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, no. So Frankenheimer's idea was just to throw a dummy over. And Burt Reynolds said, no, absolutely, I'm going to do it myself. So Burt Reynolds says he does it. And he said he did, I said some term I'm not familiar with. I do a half pike or something like that. He said his shoulder immediately hit a rock, then his head hit another rock.
Oh, God.
And then he said, the next thing you remember, he's way downstream. All his clothes had been torn off him. And he looked up and he was just like in shock, right? The next thing he remembers, he's waking up in a hospital. Yeah. John Frankenheimer is at his bedside. And he goes, then I said to John, how'd it look, on the daily? And John Frankenheimer said it looked like a dummy falling off a So that made me laugh.
So he does have a good sense of humor.
He has a very good sense of humor.
And did Burt smack you around a couple of times just to show you where it was at?
So what was the first sketch that you ever got on, or what was the first written material that you ever got on the show?
I wrote a sketch for the first show because Burt Reynolds had just was on Larry King Live and was kind of famous at the time that because he was in a contentious divorce with Lonnie Anderson, and he was wearing this crazy purple suit on Larry King Live, and he announced, I will, Lonnie Anderson is lying, and I will get her on this show with you, Larry, and we'll both take truth serum. And I was like, truth serum? What? Is that even a real thing? So it was so funny. And then so I wrote a sketch where they both drank like from beakers of truth serum, And Lauren did not care for it. It opened the show, It was like a big hit at the table. What's his name did Burt Reynolds? Phil Hartman. Oh, wow. It was Phil Hartman and Jan Hooks. And it just... the next week, Lauren pointed to it as the example of what we should not be doing on the show. He said it was just he calls things Carol Burnettish, which is the ultimate insult. He said it was just the most Carol Burnettish type of sketch. But I didn't know what I was doing. I don't know. And he let me do it. It got all the way to the air. He chose it, and he put it on first. Not my fault.
I know the end is day, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay, say things will stay the same. Say I'm all
I love the Burt Reynolds impression you do. So a bit about A, like the genesis of it, B, has Burt, and you met Burt, has he commented, and just while I have this, over the 41 years of SNL, I'm wondering, besides Farley, going back to day one, who are the players that really you most admire and maybe shaped you?
Well, when I was a kid, I liked, my favorite was Dan Aykroyd by a million miles. And I always wondered why Chevy was the star, because I thought, God damn, Dan Aykroyd can do anybody, and he's so funny and stuff. And the reason I want to do Burt Reynolds, because I loved him when I was a kid. I don't really do impressions, but guys who I really like I can do, and guys that are funny, it's kind of a cheat, but you do an impression of them, and then you're funny because they're funny. Do you know what I mean? So I always used to watch him on the Tonight Show, and I said, I gotta get him a sketch, so then I stole this sketch called Halfwits from Second City, and I turned that into Celebrity Jeopardy, and I felt really bad for stealing the sketch. And so I waited until Martin Short was coming on. And I said, Martin, can I do this sketch? I stole it from Halfwits. And then he said, oh, I didn't write it, Eugene Levy wrote it. And I had to phone Eugene Levy and ask him. And he was a gentleman about it and said that I could do it. But then when I did it, Lauren picks out the wardrobe. He had this gray hair and gray beard and stuff. And I was like, no, I want to play him like in the 70s. It's kind of odd, but all the time I did it, nobody ever commented that the three celebrities, one of them was from 50 years ago. Oh, Burt, yeah, no, I met him, and goddamn, that guy was funny.
He just told me the funniest stories. And yeah, he wanted to, he said he wanted to, this is a story he told me. He said, you know, he get all these girls when he was young, you know, he was so handsome and everything. He said one time he was in a hotel, and there's this beautiful blonde, and she said, like, just come up to my room, you know, have a lot of sex. So he goes up to her room, and they're kissing on the bed and stuff. And then he said she whispered in his ear, and she said, I'll be right back. I have to take a dump. So he ran away. Most of us would run away, but he could just get the next girl to
Hey, we got problems in this country, you know? For instance, systematic racism, you know? And here's the problem. Nobody thinks they're racist. I remember I was in Portland one time, Portland, Oregon, and the driver picked me up to take me to the gig. I got off the airplane, the driver's driving, and we're driving through downtown Portland, and he says, you know, we got no racists in Portland, no racism at all. And I looked around, everyone was white, you know? So I said to the guy, I said, well, it's pretty easy not to be racist when everybody's white. And then the guy says to me, he goes, we got our share. I'm like, good Lord, we got our share. That's not right. Why are all, not all, but a lot of drivers, for some reason, like taxi drivers and something, turned out to be racists, you know? That's what I hear a lot, because I don't drive. So I'll get in a cab, and the guy will go, you know what's wrong with this country, don't you? And I go, I got an idea, so what is it? They go, you ever have it when the guy says, and you don't even know which race it is? Like I had a guy once, he goes, no, there's a problem in this country, huh? I go, tell me. And he goes, too many goddamn scuttleheads. I was like, huh? So I looked it up in the dictionary and Wikipedia, everywhere. I found scuttle, and I found head, and I tried to put them together. I couldn't understand it. I've asked people of every race, and no one has ever heard of the term scuttlehead. And by the way, I would be fine if we just blamed all our problems on the scuttleheads. You know what I mean? Just make them the scapegoats. Why not? As a matter of fact, why not make the goats the scapegoats, like in the old days? Sacrifice a goat. Make it his problem. That's the one that's at fault. That goat eating a tin can. But anyways, I'm not here to talk about goats. I don't know why I'm here.
Jim. Is what you said their neighbor was? Jim Ping?
That is my neighbor. A nice fella.
Nice guy?
Let me as abacus
I want to do
yesterday.
this. Jesus.
Oh, come on. That's not a Chinese guy.
I wasn't saying it was.
No, that's kind of racist.
What are you, Mickey Rooney?
Hey, come on.
I know he's dead,
Have a
but
little
Mickey Rooney
respect.
did a very racist thing like you just did in a movie called Breakfast at Tiffany's by the wonderful Truman Capote.
I wasn't doing anything racist, and you know it. But go ahead.
Do you have any other color jokes? I mean, he's just blue and yellow.
Did you just say, do we have any other colored jokes?
I knew you were going to say that.
Fucking Jimmy the Greek over here. I don't want to...
Jimmy the Greek.
How about Jimmy the Greek gets kicked out for being a racist? Meanwhile, they call him the Greek. Yeah, I gained 45 pounds.
Are you okay? Yeah, what's going on?
I'm doing it for a movie.
For what? What's the role?
What are you playing, Jackie Gleason? What do you mean
It's not a particular movie. I just think they always need a fat guy in a movie.
You're doing hard.
You're paying it forward, yeah.
No, I'm going to lose it though.
Yeah, it's the heaviest I've ever seen.
And since I've gained it, I sweat like a
you sweat
like a whore in church. I don't mean to be
what?
I don't mean to be filthy, but
a whore in church.
Yeah, she's nervous, so she sweats
You're
because
sweating like a Chris Dorner in a Big Bear cabin.
Okay, come on.
Well, I'm just.
That's racist.
Did you read his manifesto?
Two businessmen bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million. They are very excited with their purchase, as this is the only legal way to own black people. Now that is here, and I read that.
Well, you're not there. You know how businessmen are racist.
They are.
Yeah, so it's them being racist.
They
not
are.
You.
The two businessmen that bought the Milwaukee Bucks for $550 million are racist,
Oh,
according
no, they're
to this.
fine, man.
They're
You know the joke about B.B. King's wife?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't think so.
B.B.'s having a birthday, so she wants to surprise him. So she goes to the tattoo parlor. She says, put a B on one cheek and a B on the other. So the guy does it. She goes home. B.B. comes home. She opens the door, bends over, drops her shorts, and says, surprise! He said, who's Bob?
That's racist.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. The one and only Super Dave Osborne and his joke about
Yeah, sell that to Michael Richards, man.
Why,
Wow.
that's not a racist joke.
Yeah, sure it isn't.
Who's Bob?
Yeah, you know.
Laying in the morning shade. What do we?
What do you think about this dog, the bounty hunter? Have you been following that at all, Norm?
Oh, that guy, I mean, to me that sounds racist. But like you gotta remember that even though that is a racist comment, listen, man, we've all known bounty hunters in our time, you know, and they have that thing like curse like a sailor. Well, that could go for bounty hunters just as well. They just chose sailor. Those guys. I mean, they're not like you or me, you know?
No, they're bounty hunters.
If you choose that as your career, you know, you're a bounty hunter. Listen, some salty language is not going to be You may as well just be a longshoreman. No, there's nothing worse than bounty hunting.
Norm, you're a genius. All right, we got a couple of minutes left. Anything else you want to lay on the listeners before we leave today?
That was funny, that bounty hunting thing. Seems like he's going to get a pass on it, right?
I don't think so, Norm. I think he's in trouble.
Are his bounty hunting days over?
Where does he
Like,
go from there?
We can't keep you on. I'm sorry, but, you know, you have to... You know, you have a public image of hunting down criminals in their hotel rooms, diving at them in the middle of the night and beating them up. We can't have you saying racist things. I don't know.
All right, Norm, I'm going to put some oxygen on my face here and recover. You're going to be on every Friday now?
Yeah, that'll be fun, right?
Oh, are you kidding me?
I'll be like your Pete Barbuti.
No, stop. Chuck Mangione references be far behind.
Yeah.
Thank you, Storm and Norman. We'll talk at you down the road.
I know him since I'm a beginner. And my first comedy club gig ever is in Catch a Rising Star, Princeton. And Norm MacDonald, this is 1990 or 91. Norm's done a few local talk shows in America, small time, but he hasn't made it in America. He's kind of got a little following, and it was a big gig for me. And I'm hosting Norm shows, and this is when Andrew Dice Clay was the #1 comic in the world. And Norm was so different than that.
Yes. Yeah.
But comedy was hot, so the club was packed every night. And Norm had this weird accent, and his jokes were long, and they were often absurd, and, you know. But here's Norm, this goofy Canadian accent, really telling these long, weird bits for 8 shows. And he probably bombed 3 out of 8 shows. Whenever he killed, he would kill, when it was a sophisticated crowd, he would get him and he would kill. He would just go backstage, he'd pull out a deck of cards, and he'd make me and Rich Voss play poker with him. When he bombed, inexplicably, he would go to the exit and say goodbye to every single person. I think to entertain me. I don't know if he just loved the awkwardness of it, or he was always one step ahead of me, one step ahead of his fans. The industry, he was such a nut.
I love that. That's a committed person. But that's what I loved about him.
He was just grasping fame and figuring out how to be to be different.
And also one of the nicest, most genuine, authentic people.
Paradise with your body, I don't wanna share. We're making dynamite, explosive love intentions building in the air. Yeah. So baby.
And they go, coming up when Norm, because Norm started in Canada, he's Canadian.
Yeah.
They go, whenever he killed in these early years, working a weekend at Yuck Yucks or something.
Yeah.
When the show was over, he'd just hide, or he'd just go in the green room and sit there. But if he bombed, which Norm is the kind of comic who, like every other show.
Yeah.
Because he literally, he just didn't care. When he bombed, which was like semi-regularly, he would wait in the hallway to shake audience members' hands so that they had to see him again. So they're leaving. He's like, how you doing? Hi.
That is the most gangster move.
Yeah, it totally is. But if he's like, if I kill, I don't want to do that.
There's a guy who'll come on TV and go, hey, listen, let me ask you a question. Do you like yellow? And I go, yeah, of course I like yellow. He goes, yeah, well, so does this guy. And they show a guy, he's waving, pointing at someone that doesn't exist, wearing a yellow shirt, And then I go, Ruth, get out here. God damn. Here's a guy on the TV that's speaking for me finally. Ruth. Anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm glad I got my wife, Ruth. She's all right, She watching a lot of TV. She got her guilty pleasures, and her guilty pleasure is watching Housewives of Atlanta. I don't know if you've ever seen that. My guilty pleasure is finding elderly gentlemen and shooting them in the leg. That's just a joke. That is a joke. I felt it was time I tell a joke, and I think it may be in my contract. Anyways, my wife, man, she ain't the brightest girl, Ruth. We have what's called a hall pass. You know what that is? A hall pass? That means you're allowed to have sex with any two people that you would like to have sex with, because they're special. So I chose, and the other partner has to agree to it. So I chose on my hall pass Angelina Jolie and Christy Brinkley. And Ruth, my wife, she's so stupid that you know who she chose? The Mexican guy that mows my lawn and his brother. Of all the people in the world. All the people in the world. But I love women, I consider women to be superior to men, and I'll tell you why. They create life. Think about that. You know what I mean? What do men do? Maybe they eat sour cream and onion chips or something. Women create life, for God's sakes. It's amazing. You know what I'm saying? If I was a woman, that's all I do, just create life. I go to parties and go, hey, Fred, what do you do? I can't remember. And Fred would go, I'll tell you what I do, Loretta. That's my name in the story. He'd go, I tell you what I do, Loretta. I think I work down at the bank for Mr. Abernathy. And what my main job is, Abernathy will give me a stack of papers about this big. And by the end of the day, if I get them down about this big, well, that's a good, I go, wait a second there. I'm sorry. I got to stop you there. Remember I was telling you how I create life, human life, the highest form of life? I just got to tell you this. That life just kicked me. Can you possibly wrap your head around that? And they'll go, look, Abernathy's never given me the corner office like he promised. And there was plenty of lunches where he brought it up. But then Henderson showed up. And that all changed. Who am I kidding? I should just quit. Anyways, what have we learned from this little fable?
That lady I saw you with last night.
It's rude.
Bit of a hippo. I read about a hippo swallowing a man, and I thought of you. No, you remember Ruth? You remember Ruth? His girlfriend is a wonderful kitchen butt. Remember Ruth?
Yeah.
Dr. Ruth?
Nah, he went out with this big fat hog named Ruth. I listen, it's not sexist in any way. It's not sexist.
No,
The whole family. The whole family.
Ruth's family?
Oh my God! They may as well live in a sty.
Okay.
Because not only, they were obese. The whole family.
I mean, it's just rude.
No, I know. I mean, I'm not saying that her. Listen, people have girth issues.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was inherent. I mean, it was just.
Yeah. I mean, I try to be.
Girth issue.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It was genes issue. I mean, I don't think she could really help it.
Oh yeah, no, it was all genetic.
Her genes were not flattering.
Her genes caused her to buy a lot of fucking pastry. I'll tell you that. But they were filthy. Like
pigs.
Like pigs, they would eat, and then the food would fall on them. And this father, I remember, like his gut was way up. And you know and the skinny arms like a
he would just
pterodactyl.
Eat off of his own gut
all the time. Yeah. And then a big fat Ruth there with this fucking guy. And she'd always sit on his knee. Whatever. I don't even want to get it. No, but she was a nice lady, you know.
Yeah, really nice lady.
But spiteful.
Really? She
Spiteful?
sounds great.
Yeah. Fat?
She was nice. She was nice, but she was horribly spiteful and horribly obese.
Yeah, she was mostly known for her spite. Like, if you got to know her.
You have to be really spiteful to have that be.
Absolutely. I knew her for 3 months. I didn't even see a fat person anymore.
Just pure spite.
Spite.
That's a compliment to some fat people.
One time I tried to drive around her and I ran out of gas. I don't want to say she was spiteful, but
she could be watching, man.
I don't want to say she was spiteful, but one time she got on the scale and said, please, one at a time. I mean, this lady was spiteful. One time, she was so spiteful, she was swimming in the ocean. A helicopter fucking radioed down for landing instructions. I mean, she was a little spiteful.
No, it's just a euphemism.
God bless Ruth. God bless Ruth. She was named after the biblical figure Ruth. You know the book of Ruth?
No, but every time you talk about Ruth, you always refer to the chapter of Jonah.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
The whale.
Yeah, that's my little joke. And it's not a whale, it's a big fish. What is a mammal? What's a seal?
It's not mutually exclusive. I mean, you can be a
seal
whale
has to breathe air, right? How does it get up? How do they get up on those buoys?
So shimmy.
They're shimmy. They must be just pure muscle, the way Ruth's pure spite.
Yeah.
All right.
Pure blubber.
Okay, you know.
No, what?
You say there's no way we could go back, and that I've broken what we had. Oh, I wish that you would come around. No.
You know, the whole thing is a complete waste of everyone's time, and it's joyous.
Right.
Because
he's reveling in it.
He's reveling in every second of it.
This wife Ruth that you speaking of.
Nothing's real.
Yeah.
There's
Agnes at the desk.
Yeah.
I saw, this was an interesting thing I saw. You know, they have that little scroll that goes under CNN? I'm watching it the other day. Baghdad's getting bombed, right?
Right.
And underneath on the scroll it says, Daniel Kellison to leave the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Isn't that backwards?
You think they should have been covering that in the regular news, and the little crawl should have been Baghdad is bombed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, what about this? What if I always wondered this. You know when you drive from Vegas from Los Angeles to Las Vegas?
Yeah, usually.
And then there's that thing where you hit the Vegas border.
Yeah.
And it's a casino, right? I don't know what that town's called, but as soon as you cross,
It's that town. It's like for people who have such bad gambling problems, they can't wait to get to Las Vegas. I got to pull off now and bet. I can't.
But don't you think it's happened where like a person is flown in from some former country, got to L.A., driven, seen that, figured it was Vegas.
Oh, and just spent like the weekend there?
Yeah, and then came home.
Does it have a rock in the name? It's like something rock or rock
yeah,
something.
Yeah, it is rock something.
Red Rock or...
Little Rock, Arkansas? Oh, my God.
Explain to me.
Daniel's not exactly Watson over here.
I also want to tell you, I have a bet with Daniel Kellison, a rather large figure.
Daniel Kellison, who put this whole thing together way over his head.
He says you
did it.
He says you can explain what the fuck Jash is.
Jash is
pay up, fucker.
Jash is a comedy collective, a United Artists, if you will. Uniting myself, Reggie Watts, Michael Cera, and Tim and Eric. And what do? We do whatever we dream up. We shoot it, and it goes on there. We can fail, we can do well. It's total freedom.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
You got me, Norm.
I mean, I've never heard the word collective.
I know, but
Leon
Daniel
Trotsky.
puts buzzwords in my head, and then I just blind.
Last week,
I hope he's alive.
Daniel, we wanted to book Jan Michael Vincent. The guy tells us he's dead. He's not dead at all. he's all clean like you guys.
Miami Vice?
No, Airwolf.
Airwolf. Oh.
And I could not be more excited about this podcast until about 10 minutes ago, because our guest was going to be the great Robert Blake.
Yeah.
And I love Robert Blake, and I always have since I was a little kid, because I watched Beretta, which was my favorite show. And that's probably before your time, Adam.
Yes, definitely.
So I said, let's get Robert Blake.
Yeah, it would have been a great guest. He's engaging.
How exciting that going to be? And we got him on. I got him on the phone only for 5 seconds.
What happened?
Daniel Kellison apparently was on the phone for an hour.
How did that go?
I don't think it went well.
Probably not.
The thing is, Robert Blake was supposed to be on the show, and I was all excited, and then we fucking had to get Fred Stoller.
Yeah.
God damn, that was a depressing day. Because Robert Blake was supposed to come in, and then Daniel Kellison talks to him on the phone for an hour, and he fucking won't show up. Anyway, whatever. We tried to book on this program Robert Blake, who Daniel fucked up. We could have had him.
This close. What happened?
Daniel talked. First of all, Robert Blake doesn't like guys in suits. And Daniel talked to him for an hour.
Hey, we all have that problem.
But I've read your book. This is about your life. So I'm much more familiar with your life.
It's not about Bonnie's life, and it's not about my relationship with Bonnie. I made a deal to come here and talk about anything in the book. I excused you from that deal because I thought you were going to go be cool. Now you're trying to drive it into the ground, and I don't know why.
I'm not trying to drive anything into the ground.
You're foolish.
He doesn't like that was.
Oh, I see.
So and then what did Daniel say at the end of the interview?
I'd love to stay and chat, but I got to go have dinner with my wife.
At Vitello.
No, but not as a joke. Like, I don't know if he meant it as that. Like, I don't think he meant.
This is a great story so far.
You ever had a girl in bed that wants you to spit on her face?
No.
That's what someone. Have you ever had that?
No.
Well, someone told me it's the next big thing. It was Daniel Kellison. He's. That his wife likes when his wife demands that
But that's not in porno movies.
It might just be in Daniel Kellison's real life, but he says his wife demands that he spit on her face and imagine that she's blowing a big African American.
Norm, I'm sleeping with your wife.
You son of a bitch, motherfucker! Ah! You sleep with my fucking wife? You son of a bitch cocksucker! You're my best fucking friend, Adam! God damn you, motherfucker! I'll fucking kill you! You sleep with, that's what you were doing on fucking Friday night, were you, huh? Ah, fucking bastard! You say you. Okay, I apologize. We had some technical difficulties. Got a little carried away. I got to apologize. I feel partially responsible. So
what was that? You don't even have a wife. You don't even have a wife.
That's true. I never was the marrying kind. Okay, we're ready to pull the classic vodka and funnel prank. Yeah, you swallow that, you fucker. You drink that down. You don't fucking spit that out. Yeah, you like it, you fucker. Drink it. Fucking swallow that fucking...
What the fuck is...
Adam Egat.
Yeah.
Would you come in, please?
What's up? How'd it go?
I just wanted to compliment you. Yes, you have a very nice tie. And I like your shirt. Louisville Slugger. Oh, God. You see, I care enough to use a brand name. That's right, Dandy. Why don't you just say Brand X, you bum? It's called authenticity. Right, you're not worth a bent penny, you damn drunkard.
Just got to do something, though.
Okay. What? You have like somewhere to be? Or?
No, I just got to do something.
Oh, no! Oh, good Christ almighty! That is a lot of pain! Oh, God, you're kicking me in the belly! Why? Oh, please stop! Okay, fair enough. Just don't kick me in the face.
Some fellas are blessed. Adam Egat, where have you been? Turns out, in a jiffy, the wig came off. You could have, by the way, why the hell did it take you so long? I had to talk to Gala for 10 minutes. You get...
I was at a party with a friend, and so I noticed you first, and you returned my gaze, knew how to quench my thirst. You took me to that room like a dream come true. The dance you performed was just for me and you. Kisses on the neck, then you work your way down. Let yourself go for me all around town, seductively.
Fucking suck that venom. Yeah, you fucking suck that fucking venom. Yeah, you want to spit it out? You got a fucking mouth loader. Ah, fucking shoot it out of your face, you fucking cunt. You fucking whore. Ah!
Oh, thanks, dude. I didn't get any of that in my mouth.
Yeah, no problem, man. We'll be back with Simon Helber. You fucking sit down.
I never knew there was such a thing as a person that could work in comedy. Like I thought, you know, I had seen The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. We got it rarely in Canada, but we got it. And I thought there was like 5 comedians, you know, and they all had nice sweaters. Like, man.
It's a nice sweater.
Thanks. And that's what I thought. And I didn't know that there was this subculture of comedians that traveled all around telling their, you know, rather unseemly jokes to, you know, drunk patrons, and tried to hit on waitresses and asked if all the food was free. So then when I found that out, I said, that's great, because before that I only had jobs, I only had manual labor jobs. And
like what? What's a real job you did that you would call manual labor?
Well, the cooler ones were like I was a chokerman for a logging company. And,
a what?
It's a person that puts the... It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's a thing where a goddamn tree can fall on you.
Okay, all right, fine. Yeah.
Every week, okay, hey, where's Pete? That tree fell on him. So, and we all made a lot of money. We made $17 an hour. And I remember... at one point, I was talking to the dishwasher that everybody made fun of, old Sam. And I said, Sam, what do you make? He's like, $17 an hour. I'm like, well, what? So everybody made $17 an hour. So then I was like, I want to be the dishwasher. It turned out there's a huge waiting list that included almost everyone in the logging camp that wanted to be a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Because when you were washing dishes, the likelihood of a tree falling on you was highly diminished. Hey, I'm Norm MacDonald. When I was a young man of 14, I attended a Jesuit school in Montreal, and it was very tough. It was for the best and the brightest. And come summertime, my dad decided it was time that a boy become a man, and that I take on the work and the liberties that go along with it of having a job. And so he'd done very well in real estate, and had moved into the nascent field of hedge fund management. So he said, "Son, how would you like to be a hedge fund manager for the summer?" And I didn't really want. I wanted to play with my friends and so forth. But I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" So I became a hedge fund manager. It was the summer for me in school was 3 months, and in that 3 months I made $280,000 for the firm. What do you think they paid me? $190,000. I did all the work and made barely 60% of the money. But it taught me a valuable lesson that the people who control the money are the ones that make the money, not the people that are down in the trenches of Lipscomb, McDonald, and Levine that truly make the money. It taught me a very valuable life lesson. Thank you.
I was a door-to-door salesman.
Did you really? What'd you sell?
Doors. It never worked out.
What other jobs have you had besides actor and comedian?
I was a town drunk, village idiot.
No, but be serious for a second.
Yeah.
Did you ever wait table or drive a cab or something like that?
I did. I don't drive, but
right.
I worked.
Did you have a ride cab?
Right. It doesn't pay well though. I did a lot of manual labor. Did all manual labor.
Really?
Yeah.
Like brickwork?
Brickwork, I did. Yeah.
You're making all this up as we go, aren't you?
No.
That whole thing that we showed about the Scrabble game, you made that whole thing up, did you?
No. That was true. Truth is stranger than fiction. I keep trying to tell you that.
Heavy lifting?
I did a lot of heavy lifting. I moved furniture. That's a hard job.
Yes,
moving furniture, because the stairs are never right for the contours of the giant couch that you have to lift up. But people that I worked with, man, they loved lifting furniture.
Yep.
One time, this is an interesting story time. It's probably too long, but I was working with an old guy, old guy. His name was Gus, and we had to move this thing up a ladder, see, to a balcony because we couldn't get it up the twisting spiral staircase.
Okay.
So we have to go outside and put a ladder up. So old Gus, he's on the balcony, you understand?
Yep.
With a rope holding this giant refrigerator.
And abs of steel.
And abs of steel. I'm on the bottom climbing up the ladder, pushing the refrigerator. Yeah. I slip off the ladder and fall down, and old Gus has the entire weight of the refrigerator. And all his muscles are shooting out, and he wouldn't let go,
Abs of steel.
Abs of steel. That wasn't a good story.
No, it's a great story.
Wasn't
it's
it?
a fabulous.
Me and Norm, when we did Billy Madison, I said I would tell
Yeah.
the story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's like the first time you guys worked together in a movie, right?
Yeah.
Movie. I mean, it was the first.
That was our first movie.
Hey, we're right here, guys. We're right here.
Yeah. We're doing a pool scene. I'm Billy Madison, of course. So old Billy's going to talk to you and Frank.
I played Frank.
You're going to turn and clarify everything with him?
I get nervous with Normie behind me. But
they wanted me to play a drunk.
That's right. That's right.
And so I said, you got some booze?
No,
but also he called me Frank, and in my mind I was thinking, who the is Frank?
That's right.
You got to go by a different name in the movie. Like, my name's Norm, as you know. So, in the movie, I play this dude, Mitch. Mitch. Right? So, you know, it's hard. A guy calls you Mitch, and you go, what? And then they go, cut, we're wasting money. You know, they get all mad. And I go, I'm sorry, the guy called me Mitch, you know what I mean? And I said, why can't he call me Norm, you know? This is a name, who the hell cares, you know? I wanted to have me called a character, called name of Billy. Yeah, but things quickly became problematic with that because during the scenes, whenever a person would say to me, hey, Billy, I would go, huh? And then they go, Billy, Billy. And I go, oh, yeah, Billy. Right. Fred plays a character on the show named Fred.
Oh, good.
Yeah. We initially called him Mark.
Yeah, that's my name.
I know.
Mark Bergeron.
It was kind of an homage to you, but
Thank you.
Every time we said Mark, he wouldn't look or respond.
So you had to go with the old standard Fred.
Yeah, there'd be many scenes where I go, Mark, hand me some cheese. And he'd go, who's Mark? So.
And that didn't work so well?
They wanted me to play a drunk.
That's right, that's right.
And so I said, you got some booze?
No,
but also he called me Frank, and in my mind I was thinking, who the is Frank?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Welcome to Norm MacDonald Live, episode number 2, and tonight we have the great Tom Green on the show. We will be asking him questions, interviewing him. I will be interviewing him along with my trusty sidekick, Adam Egret.
It's Egret.
Egret.
Yeah,
he's right.
I had a little guy on my show that I found in the
a little person.
A little person.
Should explain to the folks.
And he was an alcoholic. And he
like Adam
we
Egret.
put him up. Yeah, we put him up at the Royal.
Okay, we're back with Adam Egret and Egret rather. Here, Fred.
I'm Adam.
Whatever. Well, that name's a name. Jesus Christ, it gets fucking.
You knew what he meant.
Yeah. What's an octoroon?
Well, I don't know. It seems to me some
eighth of a black guy? Is that what you're going to say?
Isn't it an octoroon, Andy?
It is an eighth of a black guy. Who is Andy? You were just,
who is Andy?
You just said Andy.
I was thinking of Andy Kindler, my good friend. Because you're pointing. I thought he was here.
No,
it seemed almost like it was pointing. Yeah, Adam. That's
well,
fine.
Andy and Adam.
No,
that's
fine.
great. It sounds close. Adam Sandler, Andy Sandberg.
Oh boy. Adam.
Yeah.
How could I forget that?
A new study shows dogs can tell when people are doling out fake praise. So I guess that's the one thing that differentiates my dog from Adam Idget. Who's Adam Idget? Oh.
Just a funny name.
Oh, just a funny name? Okay.
He was posed nude for the cover of Rolling Stone except for a hat hanging off his wiener. And this morning, Adam Egret. Oh, is that your name? Fucking change it. And this morning, Adam woke up and said, hey, where's my hat?
Adam Egret, who is, by the way, I'll just remind you, he's over here. That's him. Yeah. It's a joke, an Adam Egret joke.
How do you say the name?
Adam Egret.
Egret. Spelt differently.
Like the bird.
That's Egret. Do you know what Adam Egret has in common with a guitar player?
Adam Egret has in common with a guitar player. No, I don't know.
They both love fingering minors.
Now, okay, come on now. Come on now.
What, your neighbors nice people? The people that live around you?
Great people. Every day I meet somebody new, you know. Mm-hmm. This city's great because of the neighborly people, you know. I don't know. But I did meet one neighbor, interesting story, you know, that this guy, he just moved in, you know, next door to me. Mm-hmm. So I'm always one to meet the neighbors.
You like to chat with the neighbors,
yeah, because, you know, so I went over to the guy, knocked on the door next door to where I live, and I say to the guy, I said, hey, I'm your new neighbor, you know, and I said, good to see you, you know, nice to run into you, you know, welcome to the neighborhood, you know. Mm-hmm. And so the guy, I said, what do you do for a living there, sir? Mm-hmm. You know, if you don't mind me asking. You know, what do you do for a living? I'm a I'm a nightclub comic, I tell the guy. So he says to me, he says, I work down at the University of Science there. He says, that's
a good school, by the way.
I can't remember the exact place.
Sure.
But he says, I'm a professor of logic.
Oh.
So he says, the guy says, logic. Now, what the hell is that? I never heard tell of that. He says, oh, well, he says it's a kind of a pattern of syllogistic. Well, he says it's hard to explain. He says, why don't I give you an example? So I said, fair enough. Why don't you do that? So the guy says, well, he says, let me ask you a question. He says, do you own a doghouse? So I go, yes, I do. He says, well, then that means you probably have a dog. I said, yes. He says, well, that means you're likely you have a family if you have a dog. I said, yes, I do. He said, well, then that means you got kids, you're married. I said, yes, I am. He says, well, then you're a heterosexual man. I said, yes, sir, I am. He says, well, you see, that's logic there. I asked if simply from finding out you had a doghouse, I made this series of inferences, and I found that you're a heterosexual man simply from the fact that you had a doghouse. Well, I said, good God, isn't that something?
Okay.
So I said, well, I won't waste any more of your time there, neighbor. And I said, I'll see you later.
See you around. Okay.
So I said, come by one day and have a chicken with me. So anyways, I left. So I left. So I go to get a bus, you know, to the bus stop. And I walk down to the bus stop, and I'm still thinking about this thing that happened to me, you know. And I'm standing at the bus, and no bus coming at all, you know, and 5 or 6 of us standing around, and one guy lights up a cigarette there, and he goes, as soon as you light up a cigarette, the bus comes. And he smokes the whole damn cigarette, no bus comes.
Right.
So I said to the guy, well, that theory really worked, huh?
Yeah.
And the guy goes, well, sometimes it works. Anyways, the guy goes, what's new with you? I go, well, I had an interesting thing happen to me today. I said, I met my neighbor. And he goes, oh, yeah? I go, he had a hell of an interesting job. I said, he's a professor of logic down at the University of
Science.
And so the guy says, is that so? He says, professor of logic. He goes, what the hell is that, logic? I said, well, it's a series of something or other.
Right.
I said, I can't remember exactly, but I said, I'll give you an example if you want to hear an example. So the guy goes, all right, fair enough. So I said, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you own a doghouse? And the guy goes, no, I don't own a doghouse. So the guy says, oh, yeah, you're one of them gays.
And it worked, right? What great stuff you can learn at that
nice.
University of Science there.
And then the guy, get this. Get this.
There's more?
This gay guy invites me to have a chicken at his place.
That's some kind of euphemism. Watch out.
I know it's time to close my eyes to old ends, open up to new friends, leave my heart in Berlin, where the tables turning. See,
all these fellas were talking. One said, here, Murphy, in a pub, and a fella walked in a lovely suit. He said, look at that suit that fella's got on. I bet that's worth a lot of money. I bet he's an accountant or something like that. No. He said he's probably an agent. Look at that suit, that's lovely. Well, a fella went in for a piss. Some of these Irish fellas went in with him. He said, we were just admiring your suit. He said, you must have a very, very good job. What do you do? He said, I'm a doctor of logic. He said, what the fuck's that? He said, I'll explain it. He said, have you got a goldfish? I have. He said, is it in a bowl or in a pond in the garden? No, in a pond in the garden. It's 6 of them. He said, my logic now tells me, if you've got a pond, you must have a fairly big garden. He said, I have. I've got a very big garden indeed. He said, right. Now my logic tells me, if you've got a big garden, you've probably got a very big house. 3, 4 bedroom? He said, I've got a 4-bedroom house. He said, now, my logic now tells me, if you have got a 4-bedroom house, you've probably got maybe 4 or 5 children. He said, I've got 5 children. He said, my logic now tells me, if you've got 5 children, your sex life is very good. He said, it's the best. The best. He said, now, my logic now tells me, if your sex life is good, you don't masturbate. No, don't wank at all. He said, so now you see that's logic. From a goldfish, I found out that you don't wank. He said, that's fucking marvellous. Elsie, when it's happened, he's made, he said, what does he do? He said, he's a doctor of logic. He said, what's that? He said, I'll fucking explain it. He said, have you got a goldfish? He said, no. He said, you're a wanker. Now, this is good.
Which brings us to 2 notable comedians and 2 friends of Gilbert's. And Gilbert, you might have to do the driving on this one. Let's start with the late, great Norm.
Yeah, I remember doing Norm's podcast, and as always, it turned with any of my comic friends who would turn like deranged.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very funny with that. He'd always talk with like a sneer, it's like, and I remember right after, I put that photo up a few times. It's one of my favorite photos. Afterwards, after doing Norm's show, Norm and I joined Jeff Ross and, of course, Bob Saget.
Yeah.
And I remember that being a night of just nonstop laughs.
You could tell even from the still photo that you guys were ripping it up.
Yeah, it was just so much fun.
Truly original, truly original. I never met him. It's funny. I'm in comedy a long time, and I know a million comedians, and I've gotten to work with a million comedians, and for some reason our paths never crossed. And we wanted to get him on this show, Gil, as you know.
Yes.
And he was Norm. So he was strangely strangely hard to pin down, or non-committal, or could do it and then couldn't do it, and.
I don't really know. I know I'm working.
One of the truly great comic minds, though, and his last appearance on Letterman, where he got so emotional, and in ways it sounds corny. I felt I knew him through his work, and obviously a lot of mutual friends. That Letterman appearance, really.
Gil, your appearance on his podcast, that whole podcast was so good.
It was,
and so funny.
Yeah, let's not diminish that, Gilbert. It made history, your appearance, and also the Einstein episode.
Yeah.
With Norm.
Yeah, I remember when I was on Norm's podcast. Afterwards, I just felt like I ran a marathon. It was just got crazier and crazier.
Netflix owns that show now, and they're not available to the public, unfortunately, and they're sitting on them. Hopefully one day it would be great if that podcast was re-released, because
there's that Bob Einstein episode is also legend.
Yep.
What can you say about the guy? I mean, a really rare, truly original comic voice.
Really,
and I love
such
Kurt
a
Ferguson
loss.
more than life itself.
He, by the way, Norm's book, based on a true story, not a memoir, which is so funny. The audio book, he narrates it. So if you miss Norm and you've never heard him reading his book, it's brilliant.
Now I got to get it. Yeah, I regret never meeting the man. And Gilbert, I'm glad you had such wonderful times with him.
Yes, he was a lot of fun.
It's a big loss. It's a loss for this
podcast,
just
like a total smartass.
Yeah, I wish our paths had crossed. So let's move on to Bob. Last but not least.
Yeah.
Which was a blow and not expected. And I will say that I had just reached out to Bob. We just recorded our 400th episode a couple of days ago, Gilbert and I reached out to Bob and I said, will you come and do this with us? And he said, I think I'm on a plane that night. And we were going back and forth and trying to arrange something. And then I sent him the link, which has been shared online. I sent him the link to Don Rickles' estate auction. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
They
I
posted
bid on a couple things.
You bid on a couple of things?
And I got none of them.
Bob's face was on a couple of items that, like there was pictures of them together and a poster or something. And I said, hey, you might want to bid on some of these things. And he wrote me back and he said, this just makes me sad, actually. And he said, but life goes on. And I had said to my wife, I have to call Bob. I have to text Bob. We moved the date of the 400th episode. And I got a phone call from my sister-in-law probably 20 minutes later telling me she just heard that he was gone. It was very shocking and still is.
And I had just spoken to Bob like a few days before he died. And we were on the phone, and as always, the minute anything turned at all sincere or serious, we turn it to just complete filth and make it perverse, and it was always fun. And it was like, I always remember, like, when the Aristocrats came out, people were saying, can you believe Bob Saget talks like that? And to people who knew him, they said, we couldn't believe he could speak any other way.
It wasn't Danny Tanner.
No.
I didn't know him that well. I certainly didn't know him as well as Gilbert, but but that was part of him. But there was such a gentleness to the guy.
Yes.
Too. I mean, his humor was so edgy and so dark and so it could be so scatological, as you'll hear because we're rerunning the second episode that we did with him. But he didn't want to injure. He didn't want to hurt anybody. He was very, very, very sensitive guy. Did he always tell you that he loved you before he hung up the phone, Gilbert?
Yes.
As Dara shared with me, there was a real kindness to him that you couldn't miss.
And I remember I got a call from Jeff Ross who said, oh, sad news, Bob Saget died. And I swear, I thought, oh, this is going to be a funny, sick joke. And I said, oh, okay. And I was waiting for the punchline. And then he said, no, seriously, he died. And I still have a hard time grasping that.
It's a gut punch. It really is. Gilbert you made the rounds. You went on CNN. You went on television. You said some lovely things about him. But 65. I mean, it's too young. It's too big a loss for.
And it seemed like he was another one starting out again. Like he did a live show.
Yeah.
And he was really excited to be getting back to live performing. And
going back to the second podcast with him, and he started that podcast, Bob Saget's Here For You. And it did seem like he was entering another phase of his career and another phase of his life. It seemed like he was more wistful and trying more to be of service. I mean, that's why he was pleasant to be around. There really was no show business at all to the guy.
Yeah.
And he struck me, again, didn't know him well, but he struck me as also having a sadness about him. Do you think that, Gil, did you feel that?
Yeah.
A depth and a sadness about him.
And he also, he had two sisters who died.
Yeah, that's right.
One from scleroderma, which was a charity he did loads of work for.
Yes, to his credit.
And see, there's another thing that shows that what I've always said about comedy and tragedy. He made, I remember being with him a few times where he made jokes about his sister. Really deranged stuff, but then you see I mean, you know, he loved his sister. Of
course.
And his family was totally traumatized by it. But he could just be completely sick. I think if you could communicate with the dead and get in touch with Bob Saget, he would make completely bad taste jokes about his own death. He was that kind. He would just really
staying true to his art to the end.
Yes, yes.
To the bitter end. It's a big loss for us personally, for Gilbert and Jeff and Stamos and obviously a lot of his friends and fans.
And I put up a photo too. I was on the beach with Jeff, and we're holding up a phone, and on the phone is Bob Saget, because we're sitting on the beach and said, "Hey, let's call Bob."
I saw the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not much else we can add. Rest in peace, Bob.
Black is great. Black is fantastic. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Black is fantastic. Even though, you know, they're not black anymore. But then again, we're not white, right?
Right.
We're pink like his fucking asshole. We're all,
Seen it.
We're all the colors of Bobby's asshole deep down.
But I do. I think you took your pants down.
On stage?
Yeah, he got pretty naked on stage. Well, I wanted to prove a point. I said that, you know, skin color is only your skin color, and we're all pink on the inside, so I showed him my butthole.
I remember now.
Yeah, and that was my opener, and he didn't like that.
It's like Lenny Bruce.
It was a real opener.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like you could do that as a poem, like some slam poetry. That's what you should do, Bob. You should go on like
slam poetry?
Slam poetry thing in New York City. Well, they have these, you know. I saw a wonderful play. A guy went on a trapeze over the audience. This was at the height of the AIDS epidemic, and he cut himself. And his blood, his AIDS. Yeah. His AIDS-filled blood went all over the audience. Then we cheered because we were afraid to be politically incorrect. So instead, we contract AIDS.
But wait, you were at the show?
Yeah.
You were being sprayed with AIDS blood?
Yeah, we all got full-blown AIDS within the
terrible circus.
Did you get your money back? No, we pretended it was good because we'd rather get AIDS than be called homophobe. But this guy said one of the most disturbing things to me.
Yeah.
He said he was very into the S&M, gay S&M scene. And he said he loved when guys with AIDS would fuck him. He said something like, when they pumped their death up my hot ass. I was like, oh, wait.
This looks like a badge of courage, almost.
Yeah, it's a real Stephen Crane fucking moment.
Oh, man.
It was sort of sex meeting because I'm not good with condoms. I don't mean to get graphic, and I did. See, I'm an older guy. I grew up before AIDS was invented or whatever. And I remember...
One of the worst inventions ever.
I know. I remember it was one of those things, someone's talking about herpes, and they go, there's another thing.
Dr. Gerald AIDS with his fucking idea.
Yeah, and the AIDS candy had to go away for the Provenza show.
Hi there, it's time for Weather in a Minute. It's a silly little segment we do maybe once every 5 years or so, but we brought it back. We're doing it today. And, you know, Larry, the older we get, the less tolerant I become and the slower you become. I'm thinking I am dying for like an ice cream sandwich or something from the cafeteria. Right. Give you the helmet. If you can get down there and get it, we've found a way to get you down that hallway a little bit quicker also. This will replace the running that you've had to do. These are a great way to get around. You can get the speed up on that thing, Larry. Right. It looks like you're going like 2 miles an hour.
There's no brakes.
That's all right. You don't need brakes. You're just going down the hall. It's not like you're into traffic. Floor it. So there you go. If you can, like an ice cream stand, I think there's a guy from like the Hancock. It's a hard left turn. No, you missed a turn. There you are. Is that like the mascot from the Hancock is in there? Give him a hug or there you are. Nice to see him. Boy, that was nice of him to even offer. All right. Did you get it?
Good.
All right.
Hey, Norm, come on, you're up next.
You got
Hey,
Norm
Norm MacDonald's down here.
Get him on. Put him on one of those.
Come on, Norm, you're up next.
This is like the two of you in like 3 years. Senior citizens racing down the hall. Very nice. Don't forget to bring me the ice cream sandwich. Boy.
Whoa!
Wait, you went way.
I know I went too far.
That's all right. I'm
Get
just
your
taking
ice
the ice
cream.
cream. Thank you very much.
Come on, Norm.
Norm, nice to see you. Let me get that out of your way. Come on. Yeah, follow him.
Did I lose,
See you
Norm?
later.
I lost you, sorry. Watch the cables, man. Oh, no! Wow!
Oh,
Norm MacDonald.
good to see you.
Norm.
Good to see you.
Welcome. Sorry, Norm, I lost you.
Yeah.
The brakes are a little thin on that.
No, that worked out well.
We can get that fixed back there, too. No trouble.
Wait a minute, are you the new Batman?
Oh, am I wearing my Batman hat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you've been up to?
Well, no, not in real life, I'm not. In real life, it's Bruce Wayne. Are you talking about the movie?
Yeah.
The new movie?
What are you up to lately? I saw you in Jack and Jill. Your great
you did?
cameo in there. Yeah.
You know what I'd like to see is like a superhero come along that isn't conflicted.
That'd be nice.
Like when I was a
Perfectly
kid,
adjusted, right?
it was just Superman. He was all happy, like he was this, Christopher Reeves, and he was like, and then they became like, oh, I'm Batman, like, who's worse, me or the Joker? And you're like, the Joker.
Yeah, it doesn't make
And
any
you go,
sense.
really? I'm almost as bad as the Joker. And you're like, no, of course the Joker's way worse.
Just be the superhero.
Yeah. Batman.
Been watching these Regis highlights, and
Regis is gone. Right?
well, today's the last day, 9 o'clock.
Is it?
On WGN on our station? You'll see the final one.
Who
But
is the
they were
interview?
showing. They haven't announced anything that's happening, but they were showing highlights of you as some of the highlights of Regis through the years.
Really?
Yeah. What do you remember? What are some of your Regis memories?
Well, one time I was on his other show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And it was Celebrity Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, so the questions are a little easier.
Yeah, you won.
I heard they didn't give you the money.
Insulting.
Yeah.
No, they give it to a charity. They don't tell
Oh,
you.
that sucks.
No, they give it to sick children.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. They need money too.
Are you drunk? Because all you did was ride a cooler and you're sweating.
I am. Well, it's hot it's hotter than a $2
Well, he's
pistol
got like
in here.
12 layers on.
Yeah,
I think.
thought it was going to be really cold.
Well, you're from Canada. This should be springtime for you.
No, I know I'm from Canada, but I'm still a human being. Like it's not like we evolved differently. I'm from the frozen north.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets colder than
here it comes.
Get your finger on the panic button.
No, I think it gets colder than a vampire's demeanor.
Okay, that's better.
Wow. Surprisingly cerebral.
What are you guys up to, man?
Living the great life, living the dream every day.
Yeah.
Norm, every day.
Did you enjoy that bit we did with driving around?
It was really hysterical.
Yeah, I got a late. They put me in late. I don't think I'd have to take.
Where did you go? Did you take a spin around the station? I couldn't find you.
You drove way too far down the hall.
I got a heavy foot.
There's a real stream of consciousness thing happening here, Norm.
Yeah, it's called conversation. But there's no break on mine.
There wasn't on mine either.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's what makes it fun.
That's what makes
it not fun until somebody
suspense,
gets hurt.
Exactly, yeah.
Norm's going to be at Zany's at Pheasant
that's
Run
right.
this weekend in St. Charles. Is this what you do with the crowd? Just stream of consciousness talk?
Why do you keep saying stream of consciousness? That's just speak.
That's tough to be that good and clean.
Yeah, it's
That's
impossible.
so impressive.
I'm impressed with clean comics.
Me too. Way more impressed than anyone that's superior as a dirty. It seems like a crutch a lot of times.
I like dirty ones too. I like.
It's a real meeting of the mind. Well, the Super Bowl is still a week away, but already the 49ers are leading 31-0. Well, the Super Bowl might be over, but the San Francisco 49ers just keep piling it on. They now lead the Chargers 83-40 to 27. So they've comfortably covered the spread. And in football news, man, this is getting ridiculous. The 49ers now beat the Chargers 1,000,655 something to 27. All right. Not good with those long numbers.
It's Super Bowl Sunday, and I've flown across the country to watch the game with Norm MacDonald.
I heard everyone hates that Ben Affleck is Batman.
Yeah, but they haven't seen the movie yet.
What's the movie?
Batman.
Come and sit. The football game is about to begin.
I show up during the pregame. Some celebrities crave attention or surround themselves with handlers. Not Norm. He's just a guy in an easy chair chomping down tomato sandwiches as fast as his mom can pump them out.
Do you want to sit down with us or no?
And of course, congratulations to the Denver Broncos for winning the Super Bowl. How about that? Denver did great, you know. There he is. I love the Denver fans, you know, because for one thing, they don't wear food on their heads. That's nice. And they had a wild celebration in Denver after that Super Bowl, man. And now city officials expect an even wilder celebration if the Nuggets win 10 games this year. They say they're going to... say the whole city's going to go nuts. Yeah, the Nuggets are having a bad year this year, man. Matter of fact, they're making a film about the team. They got a pretty catchy title. It's Black Men Can't Jump Either.
9 a.m., busy Friday morning for you, and we're all talking Super Bowl. Everybody's got an opinion on the game, including Charlie the Tortoise. Yeah, Brad from Petropolis joined us this morning, and we're going to see who he picks to win the Super Bowl. It could be the Saints, could be the Colts.
Yeah, hopefully he moves and goes to one.
All right.
He was picking them earlier.
Listen, man, have you guys seen any giant tortoises?
It's Norm MacDonald.
I actually found one.
Norm MacDonald. Yeah, we got one right here, as a matter of fact.
Oh, because I was in town.
Yeah, and you're looking
specifically to see it, and I went to the tortoise stores, but they were all regular-sized tortoises. I said, I don't want one of these, man. I didn't come here for that.
You wanted a big one.
A giant tortoise.
Well, is this one big enough?
Where?
Right here, right on
What
the... Yeah, there it is. Is that one?
Good Lord.
Now, this is not just your normal giant tortoise. He's going to pick a winner for the Super Bowl.
Actually, most giant tortoises can do that. That's what they're known as.
Absolutely.
They're known for a couple of things. They're herbivores, and they're very good handicappers.
Well, let's see how this one does. This is Charlie from Petropolis.
Yes.
Brad, what's the procedure?
Okay, earlier this week I did it, and we put it on YouTube, and he just walked to one of them. I'm going to try to get him to move a little bit more, and I know Tim wants the Saints, but he picked the Colts earlier.
Apple, buddy, Apple. Go Apple.
Here's Charlie.
Now, is this cheating, you think, that I moved the Saints closer and put an apple on it? Is that cheating on Norm?
The food is all decoration.
Yeah, it's all...
This is a natural animal. This is its instinct. Its thought process right now is going, Freeney is hurt.
That's exactly right. Way to handicap the game there. There it is, Brad. I think he's going. I think he's chosen Saints.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
He's looking over. He's asking for the line. It's 5.
Quit looking over there. We're out of time. I'm taking your Saints pick. More with Norm MacDonald in a minute. He's in town. You're going to check him out. Norm, you feel free to come to the kitchen.
I don't believe he's going to the Colts.
I'm going to the kitchen right now.
All right, here we go.
Norm has developed a habit for tweeting throughout sports events. He's also a veteran handicapper.
The proper bet is Denver.
Denver, okay. You are Deaver.
So it's worth noting, Norm has had some problems with gambling in the past, but he knows how to pick a game. The problem comes when he starts picking every game.
Well, I remember when I was hosting Saturday Night Live, I had every hockey under. There's like 14 games. When they say, oh, just gamble what you can afford, well, then there's no gamble to it. You know what I mean? What's the gamble?
Yeah. We talk football. Then we move to Russian literature, a genuine passion of his.
But Gogol was an ultra-realist.
Fact is, Norm can have a conversation about almost anything.
Put a knife in and twist it around your brain. So were the Yoko songs those experimental weird things? Now we're at a point where there's 1,011,30 guys. God damn, there's the interception.
We talk about his career, but it's not to boast. Norm rarely boasts.
It was so hard because I had to act in it, you know what I mean? And I can't act, so that was...
Head over to his other condo to watch the game with his son.
Ah, what are you doing?
Just like before, Norm sits down, opens his laptop, and we watch football.
Oh, no, that's going to look bad for Cam. You got that hit out because it takes too long.
It's no longer like I'm with a comedic genius or even an interview subject. I'm just hanging with a guy named Norm.
By the ref.
I understand why David Letterman had him on as the last stand-up of his late-night show.
It's not sentimental, and I say in truth, I love you. Oh, my God.
He's just a genuine guy.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh, and the Broncos won. They scored 24. Not bad, Norm.
That was very sweet, Norm.
Good night, everybody.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind. Still in line.
What was the most you ever bet on an event?
$400,000.
Who was it on?
Atlanta Falcons against the Denver Broncos, 1990.
Who was favored?
The Broncos were favored by something like 12.5 points.
You took Atlanta.
I took the money line that paid 3-1 or something like that, and lost. And I will tell you this. You should never bet football because the ball ain't round. I keep telling people this. And so the ball hits and then it does all kinds of crazy things and you don't know. You want to bet on a game with a round ball. Anyways, I quit. I don't know why I'm even saying that.
Now, what do you think about this dog, the bounty hunter? Have you been following that at all, Norm?
Oh, that guy, I mean, to me that sounds racist. But like you gotta remember that even though that is a racist comment, listen, man, we've all known bounty hunters in our time, you know, and they have that thing like curse like a sailor. Well, that could go for bounty hunters just as well. They just chose sailor. Those guys. I mean, they're not like you or me, you know?
No, they're bounty hunters.
If you choose that as your career, you know, you're a bounty hunter. Listen, some salty language is not going to be a... You may as well just be a longshoreman. No, there's nothing worse than bounty hunting.
Norm, you're a genius. All right, we got a couple of minutes left. Anything else you want to lay on the listeners before we leave today?
That was funny, that bounty hunting thing. Seems like he's going to get a pass on it, right?
I don't think so, Norm. I think he's in trouble.
Are his bounty hunting days over?
Where's he go from that?
We can't keep you on. I'm sorry, but, you know, you have to... You know, you have a public image of hunting down criminals in their hotel rooms, diving at them in the middle of the night and beating them up. We can't have you saying racist things. I know that the New York Governor Spitzer, I'm trying to get to learn things. But he doesn't want to issue licenses to illegal immigrants, you know. And I don't know how the hell you're going to get a cab in New York City anymore. I mean, it's hard enough, you know, for me especially, as a black man. Oh, man. Dennis, this morning, I had a bad idea.
Yeah.
I got a trainer.
Right.
I decided to work out. Hey, by the way, I heard your news thing right before. You know?
Yes.
And they were talking about that telecommunications thing.
Yeah.
And that, you know, because people are all freaked out that their phones are being tapped all the time, you know?
Right.
People are so self-involved that they think anybody cares about them.
Right.
But, you know, nobody wants their phone tapped. But I do a little trick, you know, during my conversations with my friends.
What is it?
I'll be talking because, you know, sometimes I might say something that I might not want, you know, around or something. So I'll throw this in during the conversation. I'll say to my friend, I'll say, hey, Bill, you know who's one hot piece of ass? Dick Cheney. But anyways, I went to my trainer. God, I don't work out. I'm a weak man. You know that, Dennis.
Well, listen, you and I were on the Mount Olympus of weakness.
And not just physically.
No, in every way.
In every single way. So I told the guy that, and he said he couldn't do anything except for the physical part. But I don't know if he was the best trainer anyway. He was smoking a butt the whole time.
No, that's not good.
That's just a joke. He was a big guy. And but I told him, I said, look, I don't want be big like you. You know, I don't want veins. I have no use for that in my arms, you know, or abs. I don't want abs. I don't even know quite what they are. All I know is they were invented around the 80s. And I don't even know what you do when you get them, you know what I mean? Because you got to wear a shirt, you know? You just go to work and go, hey, you want to see these things on my belly? Everybody's like, no. But so I told the guy, I said that I'm here for one reason and one reason only. I want to have one hot ass.
Welcome back, folks. We've got Norm. Next time you call in from another island, maybe you can use a cheerleader megaphone so I can get a worse connection.
Now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What are you doing?
Excellent.
Beautiful. What's happening?
Listen, I was listening to that last lady.
Yeah.
And I only got one thing to say about that. There's Indians, and then there's Injuns.
And we're underway.
Look, no Indian ever scalped me, you know, but you know, you can't trust them Injuns.
All right, Normie. And we're up and running.
I got a list of things that I'm thankful for. Every year I make them on the day before Thanksgiving.
Right.
So I can make a little speech, you know.
Right.
And I like if you'll have me to read my list.
Yeah, I'm going to not even interrupt you. You take your time.
Well, firstly, I'm thankful for the fine ladies who live across this country and leave pies on their windowsills, so an old chunk of coal like me might have a meal from time to time. I'm thankful for all of my 5 children, especially the one that I like. I'm thankful for the simple things in life, like bread. Although I've never tried it myself, I hear it's quite good. I'm very thankful for the brave man who pulled me from a burning building last April and unfortunately perished in the process. I'll never forget him, you know. I don't remember his name, but I think he had a mustache.
Oh, Jesus, Lord.
Of course, I'm thankful for being able to do stand-up comedy for a living, you know. There's nothing more gratifying than to step on a stage before a quiet crowd and with my comedy slowly turn them into an unruly mob. I'm thankful for women, the greatest creatures on earth, because without women, Dennis, there would be no cookies. I'm glad that this year the police finally solved the baffling murder of Margot Hemingway. And finally, what I'm most thankful for, of course, is serious known as Friends. Yes, Friends. Especially that one where Joey buys Chandler a duck. That's the one I like the best.
What are your Christmas plans, my friend? You want to talk holidays?
My Christmas plans?
Yeah.
Well, I'm scrambling to get presents for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing. No, I got. Let me think for a second. Oh, I got my Mexican gardener. I didn't know what to get him, so I think I'm going to let him steal my identity.
Norm, that's the single funniest thing you've ever said on the show.
I'm going to vote for Rudy Giuliani because even though I'm kind of, the only real issue I used to care about was abortion.
Right.
Now I really, I want the toughest guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he seems like a tough, rough and tumble character.
Right.
So I like him.
What side of the abortion thing did you come down on? Are you pro-choice or pro-life?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It's kind of unpopular. I don't like saying it because it's unpopular.
All right, I'll keep you off them.
No, I'm very pro-life, but I just don't think a woman should have the right to choose to murder a baby.
What are you still toying with the idea of the puppet act, or were you telling me?
Oh no! What, you want to hear that guy?
I just remember you telling me you were working on a ventriloquist act.
Yeah, we don't call it puppet act, but thanks a lot, man, for the respect. Can't do it now at all because the guy. That's a regular Johnny Carson move. Our next act is a puppet act. We'll be coming out here with a puppet and pretending it speaks.
Plush thing.
That's what it looks like.
Uh-huh.
But no, Rusty's wood, my guy.
Wait a second. Saberhagen, you have to isolate that quote. That is going to be played regularly on this show. Rusty's wood. My guy is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, man.
Oh, tell me about Rusty.
Hey, what, another guy canceled?
I don't know. What's Rusty look like?
What, Rusty? Oh, no, I'll get him out of the bag in a minute. But listen, man, what, he's shy sometimes. But... What is that? What that guy canceled, man? I was talking to Christian, and he's like, another guy canceled.
Who canceled?
Bill Simmons has strep throat. He was going to talk about NBA, but he can't talk. So I was like, well, it doesn't really work for the radio, Bill. We'll have to reschedule.
No, I didn't know any of this. I just thought Norm was getting to us on Norm time, because I thought we were supposed to talk yesterday. But
no, he talked.
Well, listen, Norman, I can't tell you how good it is to hear from you. You know I think you're a genius. You know I love you.
Wait, is it over?
Well, I haven't played a commercial yet this hour.
No, but are we going to do another bit after the commercial?
Can you stay?
Hold on, man. Let me ask Rusty. One's Rusty. He's my, as it says in the book, he's my main man. And he's just like an everyman. You know, this guy will say anything. And then there's one puppet that's no good at all. That's he's an old guy and he's cranky about everything, right?
Yeah,
but also he doesn't believe the Holocaust happened. He's like the worst puppet character ever. Like I never want to talk to him. I never use him because it always comes back to that.
It's not Steve in Vermont. The puppet isn't Steve in Vermont.
No, he's the worst, man. The guy's just, first of all, he's playing wrong. He's not like an evil guy, just ignorant.
Norm, the last time I talked to you, you were working with a puppet. Does that still hold true?
Why? They're not called puppets, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are they?
Ventriloquist dummies. And even that is a little apathetic, but...
What would you imagine they'd like to be called in a perfect
Well,
world?
I call them my friends.
Yes, of course.
My friends in the bag. Remember I was telling you about how I met Andy Griffith?
Yes.
So he's reading this big book, you know.
Oh, right,
So
that's it.
I say I'll sidle up beside him
Mm-hmm.
and pretend to read a big book myself,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then we'll get in a discussion, right? Because I didn't want to just bug him, you know.
That's how you meet people.
And I was hoping maybe he'd, by some crazy chance, maybe recognize me or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I stand beside him, and he's reading and everything like that, and I'm talking to him and everything. Anyways, turns out the guy's not Andy Griffith. Just an old man. So now I'm just talking to an old man who clearly is always like mistaken for Andy Griffith, but uses it, you know, because I'm like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and who would talk to an 85-year-old man? So this guy's just milking it, you know.
Oh, Norman, I love you. I'll talk at you down the road. The Dennis Miller Show. We are joined now by comedian / ventriloquist. And I still see he's acting, as I see a listing here on the sheet that he will be appearing in Adam Sandler's new movie, Funny People, currently in production. That sounds like a fun shoot. I wish I was on that one. Norm MacDonald, welcome to the show, Norm.
Hey, Dennis, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Norman. Where are you guys shooting Funny People at, and are you having fun with it?
Oh, yeah, man, we're having a riot. I play a stand-up comedian.
Wow, you're kidding me. What's the movie about? Stand-ups in
Yeah,
general?
it's about stand-ups and how they're actually sad or something like that. Every year I go down to the Laugh Factory. The great Jamie Masada has a Christmas thing where he opens the doors of the Laugh Factory to the homeless, you know. So I go out there with Freddie Stoller, and we ladle out some, you know, gravy and turkey and.
Have you ever had a homeless guy in the middle of his set and you've come in and bumped him because you were on network television?
No, they don't do sets.
Oh.
No, it's we give food to the home. Actually, John Lovitz is going to be doing a set this year, so it's not entirely free, but everything has its price.
Guys out there, homeless people doing the 20-second injury timeout gesture. Hey, enough, liar. I'm trying to have some giblets over here, okay? Can you lighten up?
Jamie wanted to tell me also that this year sex offenders are welcome.
What do you like to do during the days in San Fran to unwind? Do you go?
I just work on my ventriloquism.
Oh, how's that going, Norm?
It's going great, man. I thought Rusty and I would do a little holiday song for you.
Oh, you're kidding me. Let me kick back here and put my feet up in front of the fire, you and Rusty. Which puppet is Rusty? Refresh me.
Rusty's just my friend. You know, I'm having a lot of trouble with my cranky old man. I don't know if you remember old Alec Majerison, the virulent anti-Semite.
Yeah, sure, I remember. What, are you kidding me? I have a plaque commemorating my first meeting.
I'm trying to get rid of that guy because you know he's a Holocaust denier. That's no secret. He's an enthusiastic Holocaust denier, and I've had it up to here with this character. You know, the man, he's just a waste of wood. But I don't know what to do. One of my Jewish friends suggested that, why don't I just throw him in a fire and burn him? But I say 2 wrongs don't make a right. You know?
Gotta go.
But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Let me get Rusty out here. Rusty, say hello to Dennis. Hey, Dennis, how are you?
Hey, Rusty.
What?
Hi, Rusty.
Who's the dummy here, me or you?
It's me.
It sounds like it's you.
I'm sorry, Rusty. Let me give you my man voice. Hey, Rusty, how are you doing?
Yeah, dummy. Hey, come on now, Rusty. That's ridiculous. Calling Dennis Miller a dummy on his own radio program.
No, can I jump in here for a second and tell you, here's how crazy Norm is. I'm sitting here believing that he actually has a puppet. Like, it's not enough for him to fake the puppet act on the radio and over the phone. You did pull out a puppet and have it on your arm right now, don't you?
Of course, I have my pal Rusty here. Yay!
What do you boys have planned for us today, Rusty, Norm?
We're going to do a song, according to this dummy. Would you stop calling me that? You're the dummy. You're the dummy. Now, listen. We're going to do a song, a beautiful song. Why? By the way, Rusty, what are you doing for Christmas? Are you going to see your family? Oh, sure. In my family tree, it's an actual tree. Okay, now that's just ridiculous.
You're actually overlapping dialogue here, Norm. You're not even putting a second between you and the puppet's voice.
Now, Rusty, are you ready to sing that song with me? Sure.
There you go.
Okay, I'll start. Here we go. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw him, you would say that he was a drunk. Hey, come on! Well, that's ridiculous.
What the?
Come on now, don't ruin this. Is a classic. I'm sorry. All right, now let's continue. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to town. Rudolph, with your nose so bright, have you been drinking some bathtub gin? What? Okay, now that's enough. That's way beyond the pale.
Stop it, Rusty. Stop.
I wish you'd kick the bucket.
Stop it.
What? Kick the bucket. What are you talking about? You said pale. Bucket. It's a synonym. Okay, all right. Yeah, that's right. Okay, now that's ridiculous. You're the dummy. Okay.
Stop.
I'm sorry, Dennis. This is going nowhere. This is ridiculous. I apologize for wrestling.
Oh, Jesus, it's so crazy. It's gotten so crazy over the years.
I can't go on with this. This is just an abuse to the whole idea.
All right. Now, what separates Rusty's old man voice from the old Holocaust denier's voice? Give me that voice again.
You don't want to hear from him, do you?
Well, I know Rusty's just whetted the palate for a little more puppetry.
I swore I'd never use this guy.
It's like the Stones doing "Sympathy for the Devil" after Altamont.
There
I
we
never
go.
thought I'd
Alec,
see you play it.
Alec, how are you?
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay, I guess. Yeah, I suppose. What do you think of this Christmas? What do I think of it? I'm not going to celebrate no holiday where a bunch of bearded New Yorkers killed our Savior. Hey, come on now. You're going back in the case. I'm sorry, Dennis.
Oh, no.
I will say about the whole hot air balloon industry, I've never been I don't know, man. I've never been one to say, hey, I'd like to go up on a balloon with a blazing fire underneath me. It seems like there's about 7 ways you could end up perishing. There's only one way you could survive.
The only people who have ever pitched it historically were Forbes magazine, Malcolm Forbes and Jules Verne. They're the only people who ever made hay off the hot air balloon. Everybody else, you're right, has ended up on Mysterious Island.
Don't you think Malcolm Forbes, he's like, hey, man, maybe if I go up on this hot air balloon all the time, people will think of me as a hot air balloon guy and not a secret fruit.
Well, everybody has their motives. I think you might have laser locked on those. So you're not sending your boy up in
myself in that.
Oh, you're not sending your own son up in the hot air balloon, Norm.
No way, man. No, my son's just into regular boyhood things, bungee jumping.
Right. Indelible paintball.
Yeah, he likes to cut himself because he says it makes him feel something. I'm like, what's wrong with feeling nothing like everybody else?
What about these Olympics?
No, I love the Winter Olympics.
Tell me why.
You know? Why? Because you get all the great sports together. You know, you get hockey, and then all this other things.
Listen, speaking of sports, guys, and I know you follow the sports, what about this Tiger Woods, the whole scenario? I haven't talked to you since that happened.
Well, the only thing that surprises me about it is that that people were surprised. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hey, wait a second. You telling me that, are we talking about the same guy? the super charismatic billionaire? You tell me that guy likes to lie down with the ladies? I don't believe it. Says my brother-in-law, Mort. That'd be a different story. But I had no idea there was this bathroom thing going on that was so... you know, it wasn't just a small thing because they had a sting operation, they had a code, you know. The Minneapolis airport bathroom was apparently famous.
It's the Tigris and Euphrates of the code tapping.
Exactly. So for you or me, we would just be a hope. I mean, I can't speak for you, but for me, it would just be a place we quickly run in, you know. These guys, they're going, have you been to the Minneapolis airport bathroom? Place is the hottest joint in town. Talk about your mind-blowing sex.
There's like a velvet rope, like outside Studio 54.
That'd be great. With an old black gentleman allowing you in.
Are you on the list?
Exactly.
I'm here with Halston. You know, my feeling, Norm, is they ought to put in, like Grauman's Chinese Theater, put how wide Craig's footprints were in soft cement in there, so people can come in for photo ops and see how absolutely. Yeah, that's.
I think they should put a list of what the code is, because I don't know codes, you know, and I don't want to do the code by mistake, because a lot of times I'll be listening to my iPod, you know, so I don't have to talk to people.
I think that's kind of touristy if you put the
and
codes
I put my Bosey on.
Well, you know, the thing about the code is if you don't know it and you miss...
What if I was tapping my toes to listening to my Billy Joe Shaver CD?
Right.
And my toe tapped against an old dude's police officer, and then he knocked on the thing, and I took off my boots. I go, what? He goes, what time is it? He goes, 7 o'clock. You know, I go, what? He goes, what time is it? I go, 7 o'clock. I look at my watch. He goes, are you sure? I go, absolutely. Next thing, he's clambering under or something. I go, no. The anonymous thing to me has always been, because I find it like it would take me probably a year before I was comfortable enough with a person, you know.
Right.
show them my back of my hair and the hair on my back. But the anonymous part, like, here's a guy who's never met a guy ever, you know, in his whole life. And he's in an airport, and he's like, come on in, sir. We don't have much time. You know, I hope you like the place. I was just defecating in it. You didn't want to do that. Anyways, I got an 8:40 to Chicago. I don't have much time. Disrobe and get to this filthy business. I'm going to grab a slice of Sbarro and...
And there was a story you had told about your father and Bill Cosby on David Letterman. Do you think you could share that with us here right now?
I remember that, yeah. That was when... No, I opened for Bill Cosby.
Right.
You want me to tell you the story?
Yeah, tell the story. It was terrific.
No, I opened for Bill Cosby at this college. So there's 100,000 people at the college, you know. It's the University of Oklahoma. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, for sure. Like 100,000 people to see your show, Norm, or just...
No, to see Bill Cosby.
Oh, to see Bill Cosby.
I was opening for him.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, it's a football stadium, you know. So they have this little tiny, like, stage, you know, and so I went up there, and I had my suit on and everything. And then I talked, and I'm like, no one laughed. Like, they were all just talking to each other. I don't think they even noticed me on stage, you know. And they didn't mind that I was on stage, but they didn't boo or anything. I don't even think they saw me. So I finished my thing, and then I got off, and Bill Cosby came up. And he was wearing, and he talks like just in little, he talks like he doesn't use full sentences. So he said, why, I was wearing a suit, he goes, why this suit, you know, suit, or something like that. So I said, no, I was trying to show the respect, you know. Bill Cosby goes, college, wear the sweatshirt and the pants, you know. So he just had a sweat suit on, you know. So, anyways, he says, this shows you how good Cosby is. He's like, he was asking the girl, like from the student union or whatever. He goes, "What's going on here?" You know. So she goes, "Well, next week we're playing Tulsa, and it's a big game, you know." So then he goes on stage and he goes, "We're playing Oklahoma State." He goes, "Oklahoma State!" So everyone cheers, right? Then he goes, "Tulsa!" And then everyone boos. And then he says it slower. He goes, "Oklahoma State!" And then everyone like goes crazy. He goes, "Tulsa!" And he does this like 6 times, and the audience is going insane by the end of it, like cheering and booing. And then at the end he goes, "Next week I'll be playing Tulsa, and I'll be doing that bit in reverse." Then he laughs. Everyone laughs. So then they loved him. You know, they didn't even notice I was on stage. And so anyway, then the show ends. And then I'm talking to him, and I was telling him, because when I grew up, my dad and I would listen to Bill Cosby albums. He would love Bill Cosby, my dad. So I said, "My dad loves you." He goes, "Where's your dad live?" And I said, "Ottawa." He goes, "Ottawa." And then he turns to his manager guy that was with him, and he goes, "Maury, aren't we playing in Ottawa? When? I thought the schedule..." So then the guy goes, "Yeah." He goes, "We're doing it in August." He goes, "Yes, take the man's name down, and we will..." And so then he says, "I will meet with your father, take him back, and we will speak. And I will put him in the front, because people like to be..." And then after, and so just put the number down on the paper. So then, like, I go to write the number down, and it occurs to me that my father's dead. So, but I don't want to say that to Bill Cosby, you know. So I just write down any fucking number. Like, I just write the area code and then 7 digits. So that's the story. So then later, like a couple of months go by, and this also shows you like the power of like a guy like Bill Cosby. I was doing some lame thing on the Drew Carey show, you know, I was supposed to be a lawyer or something for one episode of the Drew Carey show. So I'm on the Drew Carey show. I'm rehearsing, and a lady runs up and she goes, "Bill Cosby's on the phone," you know. So I go, "What?" So I go and I answer the phone, and it's there, I swear. It's Bill Cosby. So I go, "Hello?" He goes, "Your father does not answer at the phone. I phoned the number, and the phone rang, and then another voice came that was a machine, and it was a person saying that the number was not used by a person," and all this, you know. So I'm like, instead of just telling him, I just said, "No, that's the number." That was all. I didn't know. It was impossible for me to say. But so anyway, that's the story. And then I told that story on Letterman once, and I guess Cosby saw it. And then the next day, this was when I was working at Saturday Night Live. The next day, I went to my office, and there was like 300 like things of flowers. There was flowers like everywhere in my office. And then and then about 5 days later, like I found there was a little tiny card on one of the flowers, and it said, I hate to be the one to break." I'm doing his voice, but it said, "I hate to be the one to break it to you, but your father is long since dead." So that's the story. God damn, that was a long story.
But it was good. It was good. Have you had any contact with Dr. Cosby since then, Norm?
The doctor, yeah, Dr. William H. Cosby, E.D.
Yeah, that's him.
No, I've never talked to Bill Cosby since then, but I love that guy.
That's so amazing. And it was a great impression too. If I don't mind saying that, really, are we going to see lots of impressions from you when you're here in Calgary?
Oh yeah, no.
You know, I had maybe the greatest Bill Cosby story ever.
Really?
And now it's not in the top 10,000. Because I'll tell people the story.
Right.
And then I'll constantly be interrupted by, and then did he rape you? I'm like, he didn't ever rape me. It had nothing to do with the story.
Hey, probably my favorite thing about you, and I told you I saw your show in Vancouver. I pretty much paid the ticket, however much it was, to hear you say the phrase "on account of." That is, like, to me, the funniest thing.
On account of?
On account of.
Well, it's a kind of Canadian phrase, I think.
Did that just strike you as funny, or did you ever analyze that? There's something about that that's just hilarious. I paid $50 to hear you say that live.
On account of?
Yeah.
Well, I grew up, Shad, my father was old when he had me.
Yeah.
And it was 50, a little older than 50. And then I grew up in rural Canada, very barren soil, and everybody was old except me and my brothers. So everybody was like 50. All my dad's friends were 50. So I grew up with all the old guys, and so I took on a lot of their phrases and stuff like that. So sometimes, like I remember my dad would say, "She's no hell," and it was such a weird phrase to me. But that meant she's nothing special, you know. She's not that pretty.
Okay.
She's no hell. Well, you'd think it would be she's no heaven.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. So I'd learned phrases like that.
And fans also love your fearlessness on stage.
On account of what?
On account of you going on, talk shows. Even Conan O'Brien has talked about how you're unpredictable. He never knows what you're gonna do.
I got a lot in my neighborhood. I go to this diner. I eat at the same diner all the time. Right. So I went there, and there was a homeless bum outside there. So the guy says to me, he says, "Can I have some money?" They're always looking for money.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So I don't like to give them money on account of, then I don't have the money.
Yeah.
And
you'd like to have some money.
Sure.
Why not?
I think that Bob should join the Ku Klux Klan. And that's not because he's racist. He's not racist. It's just that he'd look a lot better with a hood over his head on account of his face. So then you're watching, you go, well, I don't give a fuck on account I never knew Janice in the first place. Matter of fact, I'm kind of happy it's Janice and not somebody I know. As a police chief, I go, listen, I want every shallow grave in the vicinity checked out. I want to clear up this case by Tuesday on account of I'm running for DA or whatever. And my friend was like, oh, there's nothing shameful about sex. But I was like, of course there is. On account of, like, think about what you do before sex. You know what I mean? Like, you put the phone off the hook and everything like that. You make sure the kids aren't around, whatever, You pull the blinds down, right? What's that? That's shame?
You say I don't listen. I tell you I try. And we both got our own problems. But I still try.
You got to be careful with that LSD on account of you can get a flashback. 10 years can go by, 20 years, 30 years, and a flashback will happen. So I thought, hey, that seems like a good deal. Listen, Germany, here's the deal. You don't get to be a country no more on account of you keep attacking the world. Now, I've done stuff on television before where I've experimented with joke structures. And I did that on Weekend Update, and I did that other places on television. Mm-hmm. But that was for my own consideration, because oftentimes, I would be getting like $500 for the appearance, let's say on a talk show or something. So I go, well, let me try something here, because I know I'll be just as good as the girl talking about her third swimming pool.
Yeah, or the Melrose Place. The moth joke is a good example of that, Norm, because if you go into, you tell a really beautiful version of the moth joke, and so you do tell the moth joke in the book. You told it on the Tonight Show with Conan back when he was doing the Tonight Show. It was it's a long kind of joke, and just a few months ago, maybe about a year ago, it kind of got revived online, and people were putting it up online, calling it the best telling of a joke ever on television. But Norm, that seemed to me like you were experimenting there. You were trying to experiment with. You knew the punchline and you knew the beginning of it, and you knew it was a pretty straightforward street joke. But you wanted to experiment with how to get from one point to another.
Yeah, it was both an experiment and it was an experiment born of necessity because Conan told me I had to do a second spot, which he'll sometimes do. But I said, I don't have anything else to say. I have nothing left to tell you. And so then I thought of this joke that Colin Quinn had told me, this street joke.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office, and the podiatrist's office says, what's the problem? And the moth says, what's the problem? Where do I begin, man? He goes, I go to work for...
That was just a two-line joke. It was just a, one-liner times two. So then I thought, well, how can I do I started thinking during the commercial, is it possible to do a one-liner for an entire 6-minute segment? So I thought if I can put in between this very a little boy's joke, just a set of horrifying facts laid end to end, then it could make the sweetness way funnier at the end, because they'll have completely forgotten where I was. And so it ended up working by fluke, like often things will when you're experimenting.
He says, Doc, sometimes I feel like a spider, even though I'm a moth, just barely hanging on to my web with an everlasting fire underneath me. I'm not feeling good. And so the doctor says, Moth, man, you're troubled. But you should be seeing a psychiatrist. Why on earth did you come here? And then the moth said, because the light was on.
And then what happens with the computer is that people put things on the computer and they live forever. And you were talking about the Melrose Place thing, which I did with Courtney Thorne-Smith, where I was just
Yeah, just for context, if you're listening to this, this is a kind of a legendary late-night moment where Courtney Thorne-Smith is the second guest on Conan after Norm. She's in a new movie with Carrot Top called Chairman of the Board. I hope you don't mind me laying that joke for you. No. So she's in a new show, and Norm calls it box office poison. And then she
just went on.
And Conan says, "No, she's in the show." And then Courtney Thorne-Smith says, "Yeah, I'm in the show." And Norm says, "Well, no, I'm sure you're a very good talk show guest." And then she says, "No, the movie's called Chairman of the Board." And Conan says, "Let's see you do something with that." And you say,
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
What was funny about that was before computers. So then you would just say something and it would just go out into the ether and people would go, remember that thing? And the other guy would go, no. And they go, well, I don't either. But nowadays it exists forever. And I don't even know if I would do that joke now. But anyways, now I'll go on talk shows and, I'll go on first and then they'll always go like the next guy to come, just say anything you want, And then they'll warn the second guest. They'll go, Norm might attack you at any moment, but that's not what I do. So, like sometimes you'll see a guest will come out and then like peremptorily attack me for no reason at all. So I just don't say anything.
Unnecessarily hostile to you.
Yeah, I don't. If that ever happens, I never say anything. So it just seems sort of odd to the audience that Thomas Hayden Church is like attacking me out of the blue.
Hey, Twitter world, this is yours truly. Now, coming soon to Twitter, you'll get to read all my thoughts and opinions on just about everything. Now, there's a lot of fake OJ accounts out there, so this one, at the real OJ32 is the only official one. So this should be a lot of fun. I got a little getting even to do. So God bless. Take care.
Well, in a questionable move by the defense team this week, O.J. Simpson demonstrated how to stab two people at the same time. In a brilliant move during closing arguments, Simpson attorney Johnny Cochran put on the knit cap prosecutors say O.J. wore the night he committed the murders. Although O.J. may have hurt his case when he suddenly blurted out, "Hey, easy with that. That's my lucky stabbing hat." Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California. A down-and-out O.J. Simpson, depressed that all of his money-making ideas have failed, has decided to go back to doing what he does best, killing people.
Hey, Twitter world. You know, for years, people have been able to say whatever they want to say about me with no accountability. But now I get to challenge a lot of that BS and set the record straight. More importantly, I'll be able to talk about everything, especially sports, fantasy football, and even politics. But for now, let me just say to my fellow fathers out there, happy Father's Day. And God.
There's a little bit of comedian in all of us. And I think there's not a lot of comedians out there, though. And so when you lose one of them, and not to mention one of the greats and one of the last ones that would speak his mind, it feels like you're losing a book that nobody has copies of, kind of. McDonald makes me laugh. I know everybody.
Norm makes me laugh hard.
Dude, he does. Hold on, I'll tell you a thing about Norm.
Hard.
So he did this thing one time. He gets up to go from one room into another room, right? He stops at the doorway and he's like, what is this? What is this? And he's like banging on the door, like just the doorway. He's like, well, what is like a portal to like another? What is this? And he's literally asking the people in the room, right? What do you call this thing? It's like a portal to what? How do you just go through? Where am I? And he was just talking about a doorway, but it was so.
He makes anything funny.
Yeah. One time I had to open up for him this was at a casino. We were doing like a casino gig in Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Wow.
And Cherokee Creek Casino, I think. And it could have, I don't know, this cool lady that I think maybe tried to make love to somebody, but she also helped us get the gig. And Norm was fucked up. I think that when he went on after me, and like I don't even think for the first 7 minutes, I don't even think he said anything, right? But the crazy part was the next day, we had to play cards too the next day. You had to like be there for the weekend, you know. So we go to the card tables, and Norm's like, man, there's a lot of good pussy in here. And I don't know him really well, so I'm looking around this room, bro. There is zero attractive women, right? There's zero attractive men, okay? Right. So it's not, even if you wanted some ass pussy, there's nothing. Yeah, it's a casino, and it's a gambling game. It's poker.
Yeah.
5-card poker, you know. So. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, well, I guess I just agree with him. You know, he's getting older, and you know, maybe he has a different perception of what's attractive. And I'm like, yeah, man, there sure is. He goes, fuck no, there isn't. Like he had played me, you know, like he was like, this is the ugliest batch of people I've ever seen. Yeah, I watched one of his clips when he was on, I think, The View. Did you see that clip?
No.
When they're trying to get him to like, he's trying to be very realistic. The show's like ultra liberal, and he's just trying to be just a realist, like.
Yeah, that's how he was.
Yeah, and they're like, they're like, you'll never be back on this show. They're all joking about it and stuff. And he wouldn't, because he wasn't like just kind of conforming to whatever like I don't know, just some ridiculous story.
Why would they have him on?
I don't know.
That's so weird. Like, he's so not. I can see him doing it, like, if they offered it to him, but I can't.
Here we go. Let's get a little bit of it.
That the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, you know, but who knows?
You like George Bush, don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, you know, none of this. And he's, you know, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the. See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Who are the murderers? Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to, you're not allowed to put out no accusations without.
That's a little too far.
That's the way it doesn't work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen, we don't need
I
to
don't want
talk
to get
about
into
that.
this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question. So get with it.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not for nothing, Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up.
He's just saying.
Look, let me do this, okay?
They don't even want to talk about the fact that maybe the guy murdered somebody.
Yeah.
Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
He's doubling down. Yeah, don't have. Norm doesn't play by rules, dude. That's hilarious.
He had his own, you know, some humor is a maze, I think. And some comedians, they make, it's a maze. It's a maze that sits between them and the world. And the way that the humor is created is that some people have such a unique maze. Some people it's set up punch. That's a small maze. Set up punch. Some people it's the element of surprise. Some people it's just extremely direct and dry. But I think Norm just had his maze was just different. And I don't think you can create that. I think it's built into you. And yeah.
I think you started out as a writer for Roseanne, which many people consider probably the best sitcom pre-Seinfeld or of the 90s, the best like traditional sitcom of the 90s. And you were a writer on that show for a bunch of years, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I started with stand-up, and then Roseanne saw me do stand-up and hired me. That was my first job in actual show business.
And what was that like? I mean, again, every stand-up comic hopes to get discovered or like hopes to get his first job or whatever. I mean, were you like literally you had no other experience before writing for Roseanne other than stand-up on like one of the hugest shows of the 90s?
No, I had none, and really, it was only because Roseanne liked stand-up that I got the job. Like, I don't think I ever would have got it traditionally. And then, when I was on the show, it was cool, because it was just me and one other stand-up, and Roseanne only liked us, because she hated, like, Harvard writers, and she hated, like, that snobby kind of, what she perceived as snobby.
Right.
And she really loved stand-up, so she was very hard on the writers, except for me and this other guy.
And she was notorious for, like, basically saying, "This is my show, ABC. Do not come down here and, you higher-ups and try to tell me how it's going to be. It's my show." And she did control everything, and to her credit, she did, because, I mean, the whole first...
Yeah, it was
great.
Fascinating, because the writers every week would complain, because Roseanne would want everything changed, And then the show would be great, and then they'd complain again. Like they never understood that she actually realized more what the show was than they did.
Right.
And her big thing was there's too many jokes. That was always her thing. Like, what's with all these jokes? Like, and so she like kill all the pad or all the one-liners, and the writers didn't like that because it's sort of an easy way to write. You know, you just pepper a bunch of little jokes in there.
Right, like Night
was,
Court.
She was more into character, and she called it like an anti-sitcom.
Yeah, and relationships, and that's why that show was so brilliant, because of the relationships between her and her kids, and the relationship between her and Dan. I mean, are there any particular episodes that you can remember writing that stand out that said, oh, that's Norm Macdonald's? Like Conan O'Brien always says about The Simpsons. Oh, the monorail episode is the one I wrote. Was there a Roseanne one that stood out to you?
Yeah, there was one that kind of broke my heart because a girl won an Emmy for writing it, even though I wrote it. Oh, no. But the way it works in show business and TV writing is it's just one person can write the episode. So even though it was my complete notion, this other girl wrote it, but it was based on my mother talking to my grandmother, and the episode was Roseanne's mother dies, and she has to explain it, or her father dies rather, and she has to explain it to her mother, and her mother can't hear her on the phone, you know, because she's got bad hearing.
Right.
So it actually happened with my mother. So she's trying to tell. She starts off sad, but she ends up like screaming into the phone, you know, so that her mother can hear it.
Oh no! And that actually happened to you.
That actually happened to me, yeah, and then I had to watch this girl win an Emmy for writing.
Oh, man. Go up there and accept it. Did she even thank you, or did she mention you in the acceptance speech?
No, that would be giving it up.
Oh, no. Well, that sucks.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love.
Have some bad news. Dad is not with us anymore. I said Dad has passed away. He's passed away. Dad is gone. Dad's dead. He's dead. No, dead. Dad. He's fine. He sends his love. Bye.
Across the Great Plains, harsh weather and hungry boll weevils are the cause of one of the worst cotton harvests in years. Or so the Germans would have us believe. Last Sunday's National Hockey League game between the Buffalo Sabres and the Tampa Bay Lightning was postponed due to record snowfall in Buffalo. Or so the Germans would have us believe. This year's lack of snow in Alaska could help generate a surplus of moose next year, because deep snow makes it harder for moose to search for food, which leaves them more vulnerable to wolves. Or so the Germans would have us believe. In Fort Pierce, Florida, many Bell South customers will no longer pay long-distance phone rates for nearby calls, but will instead be charged with a flat rate of 25 cents. Or so the Germans would have us believe. In Little Rock, Arkansas, a consumer group is proceeding with a petition drive to get a proposal on the November ballot that would exempt food from state sales tax. Or so the Germans would have us believe. In St. Louis, archaeologists will use special radar on nearby landfills in an effort to find the 70-foot axle from a Ferris wheel, which was the centerpiece of the 1904 World's Fair. Or so the Germans would have us believe. And finally,
I'm scared of letting go, go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go, go. I'm scared of letting go of everything. I'm scared of letting.
last year, German Shepherds were rated the nation's most effective police dogs by far, sniffing out more than $100 million worth of illegal drugs. Or so the German Shepherds would have us believe.